Έλα, τσότ! Έλα, τσά, δεν κοιμόμουν. Day 2 Global! FNCS, you already know what's up, what's going on! Μεγάλο stream. Μεγάλα fights, μεγάλοι καριόλιδες προπαίχτες. Παγκόσμιο. Ξέρουν που μένω. Ζωγραφίζω με τα μάξι σαν πινέλο. Δώστε μου άλλο τώρα, chat. Πρέπει να κάνουμε κάποια τεχνικά προβλήματα γιατί το mic ακούστηκα κι εγώ, άκουσα λίγο το stream μου το χθεσινό και ακούγεται όλος μόνο από τα αριστερά. Why? What the fuck, man? Πρέπει να πεθάνω. Έχω τον πλάνο. Λοιπόν, δώστε μου άλλο πλάγι. Μαλάκα μου πετάει διαφημίσεις στο ίδιο μου το γαμημένο το σκατοκάναλο ρε μαλάκα. Ωραία. Σαμπίθεν. Ένα-δύο. Ένα-δύο. Τώρα. Επειδή ακούγονταν μόνο από τα αριστερά μαγκές, γι' αυτό. Κάβλα, μάλακα. What the fuck, man. Yeah. We're ready to go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Shut the fuck up! Sorry. Sorry. Άρα τσιτομενέας μπάσαρδος. Πάμε λίγο hype, έλα γύρω μετά από 10 ώρες άνοιξες. Έλα βρε μαλάκα Αρμεντίν που άργησα 5 λεπτά. Πόσα? 5 λεπτά. Επειδή έδινα πούτσα στο σούλι. Δεν ακούμε τσιτομενέα. What? Α, τα έχει παίξει, Default device μου έχει πετάξει εδώ πέρα. Πες μου! Τσατ, πείτε μου ότι βάει παρά μόνος μου και δεν ακούγατε τραγούδι. Ο Χριστός και η Παναγία, τσάτ. Έλα ρε μαλάκες, τώρα ακούτε. Fail stream, κλείσει και ξανά άνοιξε. Το ξανακάνουμε, restart. Πάμε.
Που είναι ολόκληρο θηρίο αυτό το σκυλί, έχει επιζήσει.
Δεν το πιστεύω, μαλάκες, ένα χρέο αυτό που έγινε. Καλησπέρα κυρίες και κύριοι, τι κάνουμε, πώς είμαστε, welcome to another fucking stream. FNCS Global Day 2, you already know what's up, baby.
Έτσι.
Με ξέρουμε στο hood, είναι πως καθήκα βου. Πήρα το χρόνο για να πετύχω, να κάνω τα πλάνα μου. Θέλω στο πλάι μου, και με τα φράγκα μου. Βάζω στα μάξι, τρέχω σαν ράλι, βγάζω την κάβλα μου.
Εκεί μου σου τρίνουνε κόλπα, αλλά
Εκεί σου κάνουνε κόλπα, οι αυτοί μου με έχουν στα όπα. Τους μείνουμε κάτω σαν κόλπα, τους μείνουμε κάτω τα
μαντεύω.
Pokemon κόλλα μαζεύω, ό,τι φύτρινα το παίρνω. Τους είναι verse να μην είμαι εγώ.
Λίγο στρες δεν με έβλαψε, όμως έχει παράγει.
Fast life δεν με ενδιαφέρει, όλη μέρα κάνουμε sprint. Κάτα βάθη το ξέρει πως θα σκότωνα για εκείνη. Τα κανάλα μόνος ποιος να έρθει να με
κρίνει.
Όλα κυλάνε είναι smooth, γράφω τις βάρες στο booth. σκάσαν μου κάνουν σαλούτ. Βάλ' το κομμάτι στο φουλ. Στρίψε να πιούμε ένα φου. Δαίμονες μένουνε μες στο κεφάλι μου και μου μιλάνε παντού. Ξέρουμε στο hood. Είναι πως καθήκα που πήρα το χρόνο για να πετύχω να κάνω τα πλάνα μου. Θέλω στο πλάι μου και με τα φράκα μου. Βάζω στα μάξι, τρέχω στα ράλι, βγάζω την κάπλα μου.
Δεν ξέρω που μένω, δεν ξέρω τι θέλω. Ζωγραφίζω με τα μάξι σαν πινέλο.
Όχι δεν θέλω, πράγματα καίω. Αν είσαι εδώ μόνο για τα λεφτά, για να τους αρέσω πραγματικά. Στη γειτονιά έχουν ψηλά.
Να φίλοι μου ξαφνικά.
Πράγκα στη τσέπη, δεν θα πεθάνω. Θα ακούν να τρώνε, είσαι γονά μου. Τρέχω στα μάξι, μα δεν θα πεθάνω. Το μέλλον μου ξέρω γιατί έχω το πλάνο.
Λοιπόν, chat, welcome to the fucking stream. Κάναμε το restart μας, κάναμε το start μας. Πάμε να δούμε τώρα το header του Chili. Κυρίες και κύριοι, θέλω να μου πείτε αν σας αρέσει το συγκεκριμένο header, γιατί να κάνουμε λίγο ένα rebrand τώρα που φτάσαμε 60.000 subs. Λέμε εντάξει, it is what it is, you already know. Μια γνώμη παρακαλώ κυρίες και κύριοι. Και αυτή εδώ πέρα θα είναι το brand μας κιόλας. Θα είναι το brand μας. Σας αρέσει το header? Το banner τέλος πάντων, αυτό που θα είναι το banner πάνω. 300C. Ετοιμαστείτε για τον brand μου, Νοπανά. Δεν έχετε ιδέα τι θα γίνει. Της πουτάνας στο κάγκελο, Της πουτάνας στο κάγκελο. Ετοιμαστείτε. Λοιπόν, κάτσε να το βάλουμε κιόλας. Να δούμε λίγο το κανάλι πώς είναι. By the way, επίσης, θα αλλάξω προφίλ και banner, έτσι, μην νομίζετε θα... Ναι. Λοιπόν, αλλαγή... Wow. Αυτό είναι βασικά. Τι φάση ρε μαλάκα, τι κάνει αυτό? Αγάμι σου. Περιμένετε λίγο να βάλουμε το καβιάρικο μπάνερ μας. Άισε το διάλογο, πάλι το ίδιο βάλα. Σε έχει παραγίνει. Αλλά είναι με ενδιαφέρει. Μέρα κάνουμε. Άλλαξε το μπάνερ ήδη. Για να δούμε λίγο. Άλλαξε. Πούτσες. Εντάξει, ακόμα περιμένουμε. Μπορείς να βάλεις πουθενά account για τα subs να φαίνονται π.χ. όλα 150 σε μια αγωνία. Δεν ξέρω αν είναι καλό ή κακό αυτό. Να πω την αλήθεια. Τσίλι θα μας πει στο pick-up μάκρο. Μάκρο. Ο Τσίλις δεν έχει μάκρος, μάγκες. Άλλαξε. Let's see. Πω, μαλάκα. Καβλώνω μόνο που το βλέπω ρε μαλάκα. Χύνω πάνω μου ρε μαλάκες. Ρε, που 300C, you already know. «60 κάπα αλάνια, ο Μπίλαρος, ευχαριστούμε πολύ για τα δύο, bro, brother, thanks so fucking much, what's up? Πρώτο donate της ημέρας, ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ κυρίες και κύριοι, έτσι, πολύ δυνατό. Λοιπόν, εν τω μεταξύ σήμερα, δεν ξέρω καν ποιος παίζει. Δεν έχω ιδέα ποιος παίζει. Δεν νομίζω να παίζει πάλι το ίδιο bracket. Έλα, George, τι κάνουμε? Παίζει ο Σαββατ σήμερα και ο Παντεάλ. Α, και ο Κλίξ παίζει. Πάμε λίγο, πάμε. Ρέτσα, τελικά δεν είχε ρε μαλάκι στις 1 η ώρα. Τελικά δεν είχε στις 1 η ώρα. Μαλακίες λέγαμε. Νόμι για γκολ για Ελλάδα, δεν θέλανε να παίξω. Κάτσε, δεν παίξαμε. Τσίλι, μια ερώτηση, ναι, πες. Logan και ESI πότε είναι? Σήμερα το βράδυ, θα το αγοράσουμε. Θα το δούμε στο sex bar. Αλλά από πού το αγοράζω? Where can I buy this shit? Έλα, Βαλίκα. Σκουπ, βρες το και το παίρνω εγώ. Το αγοράζω. Έλα, Γιωργάνα, τι κάνουμε?
A family from Kenya. We've of course got so many Danish fans who've turned out for Lucia and Steno today. Also just across the pond, well, across the Brunn, we've got fans from Sweden, from the UK, and I can't wait to also hear what the fans
Τι κάνουμε, αγαπή?
and North America are going to say when their favorite duo
Σήμερα παίζουν άλλοι, ναι.
in just a short.
Και αύριο, μάγκες, έχουμε τα finals. Δεν είστε έτοιμοι για αυτό που θα δείτε αύριο. Μόνο από το cast. Δεν είσαστε έτοιμοι. Θα έρθουν αναμνήσεις. Μαλάκα, τι κουστούμάκι τώρα. Θα φέρω και guest star αύριο. Ίσως.
I am in fact here, Frankie. The cheer was alright, guys, but I want to hear a bit louder later on in the show. Look.
Goldcott, είπα ότι είναι σήμερα τέτοιο. Είπα σήμερα ότι είναι lower bracket. Ωπω, μαλάκα. Δες DMs. €10 κάνει. 20 κάνει. Τι monthly ρε γάμο το στόμα σου. Μαλάκα είναι πανέξυπνη. Έχουνε βάλει να αγοράζεις το match μαζί με μια συνδρομή 20€. Μπίλα ρε, κάπου σε θυμάμαι ρε, πούστη. Τσίλι, μην ξεχνάς τη μουσική στο late. Σκιούρε αυτά αύριο, αδερφέ. Σήμερα είμαστε πάλι χαλαρά. Πολύ χαλαρά. Ας πάρω και το μικρόφωνο. Κρίμα, όκις. Ρε μαλάκα, δεν είναι κρίμα. Από ό,τι κατάλαβα τελικά, μάγκης, δεν ήταν λόγω του τον Μπάκο το disqualify του Μπάκη. Ήταν κακιά συμπεριφορά. Μαλάκα Μπούγκα, εσύ το έχεις γράψει 650 φορές ρε φίλε. Θα το πάρεις τελικά? Ναι ρε μαλάκα σου λέω. Κάτσε να μπει και ο Χόλας μετά και βλέπουμε. Ελπίζω να μπορώ να το κάνω share screen ρε φίλε όμως, γιατί δεν νομίζω να κάνει share screen. Κάτι τέτοια περίεργα έχω ακούσει, ότι δεν κάνει share screen. Το Netflix π.χ. δεν μπορείς να το κάνεις share screen στο Discord. Θαυμαστικό Discord does. Solo είναι αυτά, duo είναι. Καλά, το βλέπουμε, σκου άραξε, δεν είναι ακόμα η ώρα ρε, ούτως ή άλλως. Αλήθεια ρε μαλάκες μπορείτε. Εγώ γιατί δεν μπορούσα να κάνω Netflix σε share screen. Δεν θυμάμαι. Αν δεν κάνεις share screen θα ανοίξεις το incognito mode, το Chrome και θα μπεις από εκεί disk. Α, οκ, κομπλέ. Οπότε μάγκες σήμερα έχουμε Boys Night. Έχουμε Boys Night. KSI βρωμόξυλο με Logan Paul και με Tommy Fury και με Dylan Dennis. Εγώ πραγματικά θέλω να δω μαλάκα πραγματικά το main event για εμένα είναι ο Dylan Dennis με τον Logan Paul, διότι έχει παιχτεί τρελό μπιφίδι ρε φίλε. Δεν ξέρω, δεν έχω ιδέα τι ώρα είναι ρε μαλάκα. Το ξύλο. Τι ώρα είναι το ξύλο? This evening. 9 η ώρα είναι, λέει, ρε. Ω, θα προλάβουμε να δούμε τα FNCS. Μάλλον ναι. Α, καλά, σε 25 λεπτά ξεκινάει, ρε μαλάκα. Πω, καρκίνιασε. Καλησπέρα, Rise. Μπίλαρε, σήμερα δεν είναι και κάτι το insane, ρε φίλε, οπότε δεν ξέρω. Αύριο όμως θα πάει πολύ καλά, πιστεύω. Πού είσαι, Rise, τι κάνουμε? Μπαλέκα, τι ένα βίνα, μπρο. Έπαιξα όσο Fortnite δεν έχω παίξει, μαλάκα. Ποιος είναι αυτός, ρε μαλάκα?
Down with the upper bracket. That was the first time they've seen any sort of that happen. 35th yesterday. Can they pick it back up today?
I mean, this is one of the most experienced.
Εμπείτε, ρε μαλάκα, εμπείτε στο 32 players onwards. Τι να παίξετε εσείς, γάμισε με.
Out of any duo competing this entire weekend, not just.
Και το πήρανε χθες. Νομίζω ο Acorn βγήκε πρώτος, αλλά δεν το πήρανε. Παίζει ο Clicks, παίζει ο Savage και ο Vateal. Πιο εύκολο bracket είναι αυτό, by the way. Μαλάκα, εδώ μεταξύ. Αφού έχουν και οι δύο τα ίδια chance για να περάσουν, ωραία. Καλύτερο είναι να πας στο lower bracket. Ό,τι καλύτερο, μαλάκα. Για ποιο λόγο να τρέχαρντάρεις να πας στο higher bracket με το δύσκολο, ρε φίλε? Α, έχεις δύο chances. Όντως. Γιατί έχεις δύο chances, όντως. Φέξ. Peterbot. Παίζει ο Peterbot. Τον Peterbot εδώ μεταξύ, μπρο, στα Lance. Είναι πολύ σκουπίδι, ρε μαλάκα. Ενώ όταν παίζει από το σπίτι του είναι πολύ καλός. Εντάξει, real life NPC. Τι παιδί είναι αυτός, ρε μαλάκα. Γιατί όλοι έχουν build Μαλιμπούκα, ρε μαλάκα. Όλοι σαν το Μαλιμπούκα είναι εδώ μεταξύ. Δεν εδώ, παιδί. Peterbot. Jason πέρασε finals. Νομίζω ναι. Κάμπε, μαλάκα, ο Clicks ξέρεις γιατί έχει τόσα πολλά chances. Γιατί μαλάκα παίζει με τον Epic Whale και το ξέχασα εγώ αυτό. Εγώ έλεγα ότι ο Clicks δεν θα πάει πολύ καλά, αλλά μαλάκα με τον Epic Whale πόσο άσχημα μπορεί να πας, ρε φίλε. Ότι πας μαλάκα στα Lance είναι ο GOAT, ρε φίλε, δεν ξέρω. Εκτός και σήμερα αν δεν πάει καλά, αλλά γενικά ο Epic Whale στα Lance μαλάκα βγαίνει top 10 τουλάχιστον. Όχι ότι ο Clicks είναι κακός, αλλά...
Championship, since we called last chance major as well, so it'd be like crazy comeback story, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be actually crazy, man. Like I don't know. I get the trophy. I'm happy then. This is like
yeah, the gold trophy.
Yeah, the trophy.
Gold trophy.
And then
do you like gold?
I like gold, yeah. And then we get. I think I go vacation after. I feel like no. This is a hard.
I go vacation no matter what.
Big cheer for Mr. Savage there, wasn't it? Quite a loud one, and for good reason. Both of these guys have such.
Τον Savage τον είχα για πιο έτσι λίγο. Τσίλο Epic Whale είναι όντως 6 φορές FNCS winner. Ναι, ρε μαλάκα. 6 φορές winner. Νικητής του Σάουντια του No Build. 3 εκατομμύρια. Όχι, νικητής είναι. Μάλλον. Κάτσε να δω.
Getting that last chance major on the European region. I actually checked into a little bit of a stat. You know, Mr. Savage, he's been around for a while. I was like, you know what? How many in-person?
Ακόμα στη phase είναι.
13, the most.
Α, να το. G8 LAN winner, 6 φορές FNCS winner, τρίτος στο World Cup solos. Μαλάκα είναι crazy, ρε. Είναι ο GOAT.
Mr. Savage and Video. Mr. Savage.
Τι θεωρείς τον Clix περισσότερο content creator ή pro? Ρε φίλε, είναι πολύ καλός παίχτης. Είναι professional, μαλάκα, ναι. Αλλά νομίζω πως και ο ίδιος θέλει να πάει πιο πολύ στο content creation. Γιατί είναι πιο μακροχρόνιο, καταλαβες.
Hagen, that of course we had to talk to Mr. Savage. 13 LAN appearances to your name so far. Do you
Χτύκες ο Savage. Χτύκος ρε.
LAN has changed much in the years since you've been competing?
I mean, obviously, yeah, the game keeps changing all the time, but yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
And tell me about your relationship with Video. He also has, I believe, 7 LAN appearances to his name. So you have so much experience under your belts. Has he taught you anything about performing well on LAN?
Well, I mean, Video has been a great duo. We've played together for a while now. If he's taught me anything to do on LAN, I think I have more experience than him, but, you know, yeah, he's a great duo.
There's always learnings to be exchanged. I want to ask about this year. It seems like sometimes in game you've been splitting off solo apart from each other, and it hasn't always worked in your favor. Can I ask about why that's been the strategy?
Well, it's just like claiming space on the map, trying to get surge on different people. So, I mean, that's basically the play we're going for, but, you know, it's risky. So sometimes it doesn't work out.
But the thing is, you don't like being contested. And if you are contested, you can get those Storm Surge tags early. Are you hoping to be contested today at Naughty Nets?
No, hopefully we're uncontested. I've been contested way too much. I'm done with it. So, yeah, hopefully nobody lands on us.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying 10 grand finals you've been contested at. If someone does drop near you today, would you consider swapping the spot?
No, we're landing Naughty Nets no matter what.
And what happens if someone comes to contest you off spawn?
I mean, do I even need to say anything?
I think you need to look down that camera and give them a warning.
Hey, Anon, sons, you better not be coming. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself. Don't come his way.
Oh man, crowd. I mean, Mr. Savage can hear you guys from up here.
Καλά, ναι, ρε μαλάκες. Εκεί πέρα πάνε όλοι με τα μπλουζάκια της ομάδας, ένα τ' άλλο. Χορηγίες. Εντάξει. Αυτοί οι παίχτες δεν μπαίνουν σε ομάδες οι οποίοι. Βασικά ξέρετε τι. Οπα, ρε. Αυτοί οι παίχτες. Δες τον Μπόμπι να πάλι, δες τι κάνει ο άλλος, ρε. Δες τι κάνει το σκατό. Ο ίδιος πάλι, ο μικρός. Πέρασε όμως, καμπέ. Πέρασε ο Μίσα. Στα finals, bro. Με τον Τένι. Τέλος πάντων. Ακούστε τώρα, chat. Ακούστε. Αυτές οι ομάδες μαλάκα τώρα. Το ξέρετε ότι κάποιες ομάδες ξαναξεκίνησαν Fortnite μόνο για να πάρουν έναν παίχτη ο οποίος θα πάει στον Μπόμπιρα. Για να παίξουν στο FNCS Global. Οι ομάδες, οι περισσότερες οι μεγάλες, έχουν φύγει από το Fortnite διότι είναι για τον Butcher, ξέρω εγώ. Δεν είναι καλή για το competitive κτλ. Αλλά τώρα ξαναήρθανε πίσω για αυτό το FNCS. Γιατί είναι ένα από τα. Βασικά ένα, μετά το World Cup το μεγαλύτερο. Και η BL που είπε ότι θα κάνει quit το Fortnite πήρε παίχτη. Πώς τη λένε. Πώς λέγεται ρε μαλάκα η άλλη. Κάτι random ομάδες, το Thomas HD, κάτι ομάδες οι οποίες είναι για LOL, CSGO κτλ. Ο Νοαρέλη δεν παίζει FN. Νοαρέλη, bro, είπε ότι έχει κάνει quit, να πω την αλήθεια. Αλλά τώρα δεν ξέρω. Για να είχε παίξει ρε μαλάκα με το. Για να παίζει με. Έχω δει ότι παίζει με ARL του, οπότε. Smokey, ξέρεις τι, αυτό που σου λέω είναι, bro. Τα πιο πολλά άτομα τα είχε χθες, λόγω του hype και καλά της πρώτης μέρας. Σήμερα δεν θα έχει τόσα πολλά νούμερα και αύριο θα έχει πιο πολλά νούμερα, πιστεύω. Αυτό έτσι είναι το Fortnite. Και αυτό που του γαμάει τη μάνα είναι το 20 λεπτό waiting στο game παρα game. Αυτό κουράζει τον θεατή. Να κάνουν custom. Ούτε στο LoL δεν είναι έτσι, ρε μαλάκα. Που το LoL παίρνει 30. Μπορεί να κρατήσει και 45 λεπτά ένα παιχνίδι, ρε μαλάκα. Ξέρεις κανένα cheat για να βελτιώσω το aim μου και όχι aimbot. Ναι, αδερφέ. πρέπει να μου δώσεις όμως 100 ευρώ για να σου τα δώσω. Πώς πήγε το Clash εχθές? Δεν είχε Clash, αδερφέ. Ακυρώθηκε. Πού είσαι ρε Τζουξ, τι κάνουμε, brother? Τσίλι την άλλη σεζόν, αν είναι τριος θα είναι ο του κου. Όντως ρε μαλάκα. Τριος είναι... Αν και πιστεύω θα είναι σόλος. Επειδή είναι καριόλιδες. Και επειδή δεν θα μπορούν να χολντάρουν τριος τα servers. Με καμία Παναγία. Με καμία Παναγία. Θα είναι cancer. Αλλά τα τριος, αν κάνουν τριος, το Fortnite θα κάνει το μεγαλύτερο comeback που έχει κάνει ποτέ. Αλλά δεν νομίζω. Κάτσε.
Like he gets eliminated right now, and you know, my duo 6 FNCS wins.
Well, still look clutch.
Boost him, yo.
Brought it home. You know, the coach could get all mad, but at the end of the day, we qualified. We went to got some cookies, and he fed me the cookies. I fed him the cookies, and yeah, that's about it.
I think the advantages of
Τσατάρα, γνώμη που ο Clicks μπήκε στην X-Set σαν co-owner, οπότε αγόρασε τα shares της ομάδας. Και η ομάδα εννοείται πως θα παίρνει τώρα λεφτά από την ομάδα. Πολλά. Σαν co-owner. Δεν μπήκε σαν παίχτης competitive. Μπήκε σαν co-owner της ομάδας.
I think a lot of people in the lower bracket can do a really good job. People like Clicks and Epic will definitely have a chance of winning the whole thing.
We're definitely in it to win. I mean,
I didn't fly 12 hours to 10-hour layover, another 12-hour flight to not win, you know.
People have never seen us, even if we aren't top, people have always called us either lucky or
Και αυτή πολύ δυνατή.
one-time wonder, anything else. But I just know we are basically better than any of them, so that's fine.
Ο Clicks είναι multi-millionaire, έχει 20-25. Και λίγα λες.
Coming from the lower bracket.
Βασικά, κάπου... Κάπου εκεί. Κάπου εκεί.
You saw him there. Clicks, of course, as many of us are fans of. Let's talk about what it looks like for him over in Mega City. Going up against Jamon, who played yesterday, but was in the lower half, the bottom 25. How can we expect this matchup to go?
It's going to be very exciting, right? We have two teams that are used
Yuma Jamon.
Clicks and Epic will have made it their home since coming together. We've seen this duo have a little bit of ups and downs in the cash cups when it comes to...
Μαλάκες, τους αυτούς εδώ πέρα τους Ιάπωνες, εδώ πρέπει να τους φοβόμαστε, chat. Πρέπει να τους φοβόμαστε τα μουνόπανα, γιατί αυτοί από genetics και μόνο είναι έχουνε προβάδισμα. Έχουνε προβάδισμα. Δηλαδή μπορεί να είναι randoms, αλλά να γαμίσουν τον Clicks, ξέρω εγώ. Καλά, εκεί πέρα ο Clicks, μαλάκα, είναι superstar. Πραγματικά, face of Fortnite. Ό,τι σας λέω, face of Fortnite. Ο Clicks.
Also kind of involves that sort of scenario. So I feel like both of these duos are kind of going to be thrown off their balance a little bit.
Πότε είναι το πρώτο game, στα 10 λεπτά.
Yeah, two duos that are used to being contested. It's going to be great to see. And from Yuma and Jamon's perspective, I want to see a little bit more confidence from them. They were getting really, really good storm surge damage yesterday. 800 above, fifth zone around that sort of stage. They were staying on the edge. In that particular situation, I want to see them getting more towards the center, being a bit more risky where they're positioning, because so far, although their rotation is a little bit uncharacteristic...
Γιατί ξαναπαίζω κάποια από χθες, γιατί αδερφέ... πώς το λένε... Έχουν δεύτερο chance, γιατί ήταν από τα higher brackets και τώρα παίζουν τα lower brackets.
Japan, where all of our Asian duos have actually come to us from. First of all, thank you for joining me, Jamon. I would love you to tell us a bit about the playstyle from the Asian region.
日本代表のプレイスタイルってどんな感じですか？日本代表安定した立ち回りが一番大きいです。It's a very stable region.
And so you're very balanced, and that's good to hear. It's your first international LAN. How are you finding your playstyle match against the other regions?
今回はその初めてのオフライン大会で、その他のリージョンの選手と比べてどうなると思いますか？プレイスタイル的に。 やっぱでも他の地域一発でかいのが大きいのでそれをしたいです。
Τι έπαθε ρε μαλάκα.
Oh, we'd like to kind of just get a lot of points in one go.
Yeah. And so, how about the games today? So you'll be playing for a spot in tomorrow's Championship Sunday.
Ο ένας δεν ξέρει να τα λέει στα αγγλικά, ο άλλος δεν μπορεί να μιλήσει.
Change what you're doing today to make sure you qualify.
進出するために昨日と比べて今日どう変えますかプレイスタイルを。そうですね、リプレイとか見て研究してきたのでそれを変えてやっていこうと思います。
あ、μίλησε, εντάξει.
We've watched through a lot of replays and so we've kind of used that and we will kind of use that to change our play style today.
Well, Marinus, thank you so much for talking to me, and arigato, good luck. I can't wait to see how Yuma and Jamin do as they take to the battle bus later today.
Thank you so much, Frankie. Jamin, focus.
Μαλάκα.
Playing after yesterday, he knows what they have to do here today. They're aiming their target, top 25.
Καλά, δεν κολλάει πουθενά αυτό με το PC ρε μαλάκα, τι λες τώρα. Clicks Epic Well Winners Mentality Chili. Όχι. Δεν ξέρω γιατί όμως. Ο Epic Well μπορεί, αλλά ο Clicks δεν το έχει μαλάκα με το Winners Mentality. Σε μεγάλα events, έτσι, στα Grants. Δεν σας μιλάω τώρα για Cash Cup και για Duo Cash Cup και για whatever. Σε Grand Finals ο Clicks δεν έχει κάνει καθόλου καλά placements. Daidus Pumps του. Α, το Pumps του το ξέρω. Pumps του είναι νέοι νομίζω. Τσίλι πόσο είχα πίσω από το 1 μέχρι το 10 για το OG map. Bro. Τι να σου πω ρε μαλάκα τώρα, δεν ξέρω. Δεν ξέρω διότι μαλάκα δεν θέλω να μου χαλάσουν την εικόνα που είχα για το OG map, κατάλαβες, ενώ θα είναι σίγουρα content, αλλά μαλάκα πιστεύω πως η Epic Games... Βασικά, με έχει ξενερώσει τόσο πολύ η Epic Games ρε μαλάκα που... Φοβάμαι να πω ότι μπορεί να θα είναι γαμάτο, ξέρω εγώ. Απλά θα περιμένουμε να το δούμε. Τσατάρα, by the way, πάμε να κάνουμε όλοι like σε αυτό το stream, πρέπει να φτάσουμε 1000. 1000 θα πούμε. Ένα κάπα. Λίκες. Ένα κάπα likes. Ένα κάπα τι κάνουμε. Moneymaker. Παίζει νομίζω Moneymaker.
Guess what? Frankie is standing by with them now to get their thoughts. Frankie, over to you.
Τσίλ θα παίξει Project Nova, όχι ρε. Τελικά όχι, chat. Δεν υπάρχει λόγος. Και από ό,τι έχω ακούσει ότι είναι όλοι cheaters. Πού είσαι ρε mind blow.
It's nice to have another chance now to prove ourselves again, and like we got to qualify today, being contested probably again, and we've been con the whole chapter, so we're pretty confident on our abilities off spawn, and then we just gotta do what we know how to do, and like.
Are you expecting to be contested at Frenzy Fields today?
Yeah, we are, but I think we're very ready for them to contest us, so we're not really scared or anything.
How do you practice for being contested off spawn?
I think it's just by running a couple of 2v2s at Frenzy. We did that last night, so I don't think we're gonna have a problem today.
The two of you have been playing together for nearly 2 years, which is actually so rare in the Fortnite competitive scene. What is it that's kept you together?
I mean, we both speak the same language, and like we like each other, we play well with each other, and now like we're at some point being played together for like 2 years that we can like play with no comms and we'd be okay for like good part of the game. Of course, like at some point you gotta give information to your teammate because games are different every time. But yeah, we've just been playing together for so long, and it's weird to do a change now.
That sounds like we're Quebecois and there's not many of us, so we have to stick together. But I know that there's genuine love between you two as teammates. Can you tell me, Pamstu, about what it was like when Fatch did start to get his wrist injury at the end of last year, because he had to take a month out, but you decided to wait for him?
Yeah, Fatch had a wrist injury like around December. When he told me about it, I was kind of like upset, but I just knew that Fatch, when we will come back, he will always be good. So I wasn't.
Σκούσκου! Zoom, λέει ο Deluxe. Τον κάνει time. Κάβλα. Τσίλι, γνώμη για Μαλιμπούγα και Τόμας. Τσίλι, θα μπεις καθόλου στο map σου για 1v1. Σήμερα όχι, Μπιλάρας.
And I know you'd both like to speak, so if you'd like to take the middle spot, I'm going to let the two of you speak to your fans.
Let's go les Québécois et les Français, on va gagner pour vous. On va essayer de mieux vous représenter au Québec, puis envoyez-nous de la force, puis les Français aussi, si vous pouvez nous aider un petit peu à passer aujourd'hui, ça pourrait aider, merci.
I think you might have won the French fans over as well as the ones watching you at home in Canada. Thank you so much for talking to
Wait.
our friend 11-2K right now.
Αυτή δεν είναι NA.
So let's see who he's got.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Yes, we are in the Creator Lounge, and I'm here with Squatting Dog. But he's here. He is. There he is. Squatting Dog, such a funny fella. Such a funny fella. It's actually your birthday, right?
Είναι Γάλλοι.
It is my birthday, in fact. Yes.
How are you celebrating your birthday?
Hopefully with Mama Benji Fishy and Kanata, because we're all sharing it.
Oh wow! Lots of birthdays today. We'll hope you're having a wonderful birthday. A great place to be on your birthday. Tell me, how's it been so far? How are you finding the atmosphere here in the arena? All the fans. You met any crazy fans so far?
So many crazy fans. Everyone out here is fantastic. All of you. So fun to be around. The screen is massive. And I think this is going to be an event that we will all cherish for a very long time coming. So if you are here, we're so stoked you're here. This is a blast.
It has been really fun in there. I have to ask you though, is there any
Καναδά μεν μαλάκα μιλάνε γαλλικά εκεί.
looking out for? Of course, today is the lower bracket day, right? It's a lot more.
Στον Καναδά μιλάνε γαλλικά.
Going home after today. How are you feeling about that? Who are you supporting?
There's a lot of pressure on the players. I'm looking for Kanata up there. Fan favorite of mine. And then I think when I talk to a lot of people out there in the crowd, they're saying clicks, and I think that's a common answer as well. So we hope the best for him as well, yeah.
100%.
Σε άλλο κόσμο ζω εγώ,
He wants to see well. I have to ask.
Τι λέτε ρε μαλάκες.
Want me to ask this? So this is coming it's a very important question right now. How do you think you'd fare in a competition like this one?
Like this one?
Yeah. No more funny business. Let's get to the serious stuff. Back to you on the desk, Zeke.
Dang it, Squatting Dog. 11-2K. What a guy. What a character, that guy. But as you can tell, vibes are high here today.
Μαλάκα δεν είχα ιδέα από το Vegas, αρκίζομαι στην οικογένειά μου. First time το ακούω αυτό. First time. Δεν το έχω ξανακούσει.
Yeah, I mean, you put those two together, you're bound to get a laugh, 100%. That's why we love them. Levin, he's tough to be around sometimes. He's always trying to throw a joke.
He's tough to play duos with as well. So I think if they duo together, yeah.
Στο σχολείο τι έκανες γαλλικά γερμανικά. Γενικά γερμανικά ξέρω ρε φίλε. Τι γαλλικά, τι λες. 35 δεν είναι το. 35. Η Hero είναι η ομάδα Τσίλι. Heroic λέγεται, όχι Hero. Τι το Hero, δεν ξέρω το Hero ποια είναι.
They are going to blow the roof off this place.
Yeah, and to be completely fair as well, I think most of us would have the same reaction as Squatting Dog if asked that question, because these guys that are competing here today, I mean, we might be looking at the lower bracket matches, but these
Εννοείται έχω πτυχίο, καλάξια, για να πήγα να σπουδάσω στη Γερμανία έπρεπε να έχω πτυχίο, αλλιώς good night, God bless America.
Because if we seen yesterday, I think there's a couple players that we're seeing today that everybody would have predicted to be at the top of that league.
Είναι θεολόγος ο Τόμας Εντίνε.
And that's one thing everybody has to get through their mind. Nothing is guaranteed, everything is earned.
Η άλλη στο Twitch βάφει τα βυζιά της ρε. Μαλάκες. Μπρο. Την πεντάει αρχική ρε μαλάκες. Η άλλη όντως βάφει τα βυζιά της και την πετάει αρχική ρε μπρο. Στο Twitch. Για να δούμε. Σαν 3D είναι. 3D χωρίς 3D γυαλί. Κάμπλα. Κανονικά αυτό πρέπει να έχει γεμίσει, ρε μαλάκες, να ξέρετε. Κανονικά αυτό θα πρέπει να έχει γεμίσει το στάδιο. Και δεν είναι καν γεμάτο. Γάμο το στόμα τους, γάμο. Αν άκουγαν έστω και λίγο το competitive scene, ρε μαλάκα, το Fortnite. Λίγο τόσο. Δεν είναι γεμάτο. Έπρεπε να ήταν γεμάτος και οι άλλες πάνω θέσεις εκεί πέρα. Λίγο. Chat, το λέω από τώρα, νικητής αύριο του FNCS, Vino Quizy, το είπα. Vino Quizy, μ' ακούσατε?
Just 25 duos can make tomorrow's grand final. We have so many players nervously lining up behind that stage, ready to meet their fate. And Copenhagen, I think we should lend them your voices right now. Are you ready to meet your players?
Το κύπελο είναι Σβαρόφσκι, το ένα τ' άλλο είναι τούμπανο.
I said Copenhagen, are you ready to meet your players? Let's bring them on.
It's not about how hard you fall. It's about how you pick yourself back up. And these guys plan to do just that today. They want to continue their dream. They want to continue that journey to the Global Championship Final.
What happened doesn't matter. This is a new lobby with new competition. And if there's any takeaways from their day one, it's that all it takes is one good game to break through.
And this is what they plan to do. Take a couple of those moments from yesterday, the experience, everything that they have learned.
Ξαναπέζει ο Πίνκ και ο τέτοιος ο Βίκο.
For the Royal Arena to keep it all going.
Second chances do not come often. Everyone wants today to be the start of something great, and it all begins with this competition.
And this is it. Lower bracket. Everybody's ready to take their seats. They're ready to start to play the
Canada.
game. You hear the chants of the crowd going loud. They're ready to make some noise.
So take it all in.
Ρε μαλάκα. Πόσο sad που ο Όκης είναι solo, ρε μαλάκα. Το παλικάρι προχωράει μόνος του, ρε μαλάκα. Γαμώ το σπίτι μου, γαμώ. Μαλάκα είναι sad. Μαλάκα, ο Όκης είναι solo, ρε μαλάκα. Τι μαλάκας είναι ο Μπάκι, ρε μαλάκα. Γαμώ το σπίτι μου, γάμο. Αυτός μαλάκα τελικά δεν είναι περσόνα ο Μπάκι, μπρο. Ο Μπάκι δεν είναι περσόνα. Όντως κι άλλα ρε, έτσι πρέπει να είναι μαλάκα, δεν ξέρω. Crazy μαλάκα. Και χθες όλο είναι... Το ξέρω βρε μαλάκες. Λέω ότι είναι σαν το ότι προχωράει μόνος του ρε μαλάκα χωρίς τον Μπάκι. Μαλάκες. Τι έκανε ο Μπάκι? Δεν έφαγε μπαν για το τσιγάρο. Απλά έφαγε μπαν για κακιά συμπεριφορά. Λογικά έφαγε μπαν από staff. Κάποιο staff. Κάτι έκανε. Έφαγε και από το FN Bar για 2 μήνες. Φλέρταρε με μια κοπέλα staff. Ό,τι να είναι. Μαλάκα, τι λέτε ρε μαλάκες. Ρε, το παιδί είναι χαζό ρε μαλάκα. Δεν γίνεται να χαλάσεις το reputation, όχι το reputation, πώς λέγεται. Αυτήν την ευκαιρία για να την πέσεις σε ένα employee ρε μαλάκα του γαμημένου Fortnite ρε μαλάκα. Fadil. Let's see, let's see, let's see.
championship.
And with their backs up against the wall, they realize the situation is go big
Όπα ρε! Όπα! Ναι! Ποιος είναι αυτός? Who is the Dookie? Ποιος είναι αυτός ρε μαλάκες? Τι τουμπανιάρης είναι αυτός ρε? Ελά Χριστός και Παναγία. Μαλάκα. Ποιος κάτα βρε μαλάκα? Ο κάτα μπροστά του είναι χτύκος. Αυτός είχε μάζα. Μαλάκα ο πούστης. Κινέζος Ασιάτης.
I'm surprised it's taken them to the last chance majors to qualify for today. I mean, after day number 1 of major 1 of grand finals, they were in first place. They had an incredible performance, but ended up coming third in that major.
Εντάξει, εμένα δεν είναι μεγαλύτερος από το πουλί μου. Εντάξει, ήταν close στο να φτάσει να είναι μεγαλύτερος, αλλά δεν είναι, όχι. Κατά τη γνώμη σου το σημερινό ντουο ποιος... Ότι είναι... Α, δεν λες, ναι. Κατά τη γνώμη σου το σημερινό ντουο φαβορί ποιος πιστεύεις ότι είναι? Α, παίζεις και ο Sendit. Μαλάκες το ξέρετε ότι ο Sendit είχε φάει νομίζω μπαν από ένα LAN επειδή είχε πει το N-word.
It was Major 3 where he picked up Polarized, but they found no success there. And then, of course, the last is where they clutched.
Μη γράφετε μαλαγίες. Time, τον Bill K, time.
Towards the low ground. He loves being down there, especially when he was alongside Cole. It looked like they just ran through anybody that was in their way. I'm expecting to see more of that today.
You know what I'm expecting to see? The last half of the duels from the last chance. Major Arena.
Α, δικά τους PC έχουνε, όχι ρε.
Last but certainly not least, our final group of players taking the stage, qualifying through the last chance major. They felt this pressure before, and like Levin said, it either burst pipes.
Γιατί με τις ψήρες νομίζω έχει καλύτερο sound. Έχει πολύ καλύτερο sound. Έχει περάσει και ο Hen. Αλλά εντάξει. Αλλού είμαι εγώ.
Today, we will secure our final entrance onto that battle bus. Who do you want to see take it all?
Α, οκ, mind blow. Για να μην ακούν το γύρω-γύρω, οκ, εσύ.
I need to give you a job as just my hype man. I just need you to follow me around and hype up everything that I do. But man, oh man, now we have the full lobby of players. Now we wanted to highlight one in particular here for you. It's Kirby. Now originally...
By the way, chat, δεν ξέρω γνώμη μου. Το FNCS δεν πρέπει να το καστάρουν αυτοί. Το FNCS πρέπει να το καστάρουν content creators. Fortnite. Ο Nick, ο Νικολάκης μας, ο F30, σίγουρα. Cypher PK, σίγουρα. Όχι ο Ninja ρε φίλε, ποιον άλλο να πούμε. Και κάποιον άλλο που είναι λίγο hype ρε φίλε, κατάλαβες. Για ποιο λόγο να το κάνουν αυτοί ρε μαλάκα. Ό,τι χειρότερο, ότι πας εκείνος, να, και ότι πας αυτός που είναι από την αριστερή πλευρά και μιλάει, εδώ αυτός εδώ πέρα ο Vivid, απλά έπαιζε το game και είναι ό,τι πιο μη παρουσιαστικό υπάρχει. Ο άλλος, ένας, ποιος τον ξέρει, δεν ξέρω ποιος είναι αυτός, what the fuck is this guy. Γενικά πρέπει να φέρουν content creators να κάνουν ρε bro. Έτσι θα πάρει και πιο πολύ cloud αυτό το συγκεκριμένο πράγμα, θα το δουν παραπάνω κόσμος, κουλουπού. Απλά είναι ηλίθιοι το Fortnite. Αυτή τη στιγμή έχει 40.000 άτομα, θα μπορούσε να έχει 70.000 άτομα. Ποιος Μπούπ ρε μάλακα. Ο Μπούπ αν το κοιτούσε η κάμερα με 50.000 άτομα θα ήταν έτσι.
duos that have experience, especially the ones that have been, you know, together when it comes to an international event or just playing in person alone.
Μαλάκες, ξέρετε ποιος είναι πολύ καλός σε casting? Ο Myth. Ποιος θυμάται το Myth? Αλλά έχει φάει τρελό downfall αυτός. Ο TSM Myth. Πολύ καλός σε casting. Πάρα πολύ καλός. Πολύ καλός caster και θα έχει πολύ content. Ότι πας ξέρει να μιλάει, ρε φίλε. Ζει αυτός, ναι ρε μαλάκα. Αλλά μπρο, στριμάζει στο YouTube με 100 άτομα, ρε. Δεν ξέρω, τον έχει κάνει συμβόλαιο με το YouTube για κάποια χρόνια. Σίγουρα θα έχει βάλει καλά λεφτά. Αλλά μαλάκα, ο τυπάς έχει 130 άτομα, μπρο. Τον Ρίο. Καλά, ανέβαινε και... Ακόμα και ο Ρίο καλύτερος θα τον από αυτός, ρε μαλάκα. Ναι, ο Myth έφαγε τρελό downfall. Δεν ξέρω πώς γίνεται να έχεις 4 εκατομμύρια subs και να παίρνεις 3k views, bro. Μαλάκες, φανταστείτε τώρα 4 εκατομμύρια subscribes και να παίρνεις 3k views. Δεν νομίζω να είναι possible αυτό. Εκτός και αν είναι όλοι inactive για τουλάχιστον 4 χρόνια.
Top 10, right? And that's EU. That was a very, very large region. But for a lot of the smaller regions, it was a lot tighter for that, right? So
ναι, ρε μαλάκα ψάχνει το Vega, γάμισε το ρε.
Placing very, very high. Yesterday, they had to get bottom 25, right? So surely that's kind of affecting the mental a little bit. But then
μήπως έχει βάλει subs. Για να το λες αυτό, ρε bro, δεν ξέρεις ποιος είναι ο TSM Myth. Ο TSM Myth είναι αυτός που μας έμαθε να μπιλντάρουμε, ρε μαλάκα. Αυτός και ο... πώς το λένε? Hamlins. Ο Hamlins ήταν ο πρώτος άνθρωπος ο οποίος χρησιμοποίησε τον κόνο για να κάνει cone κάποιον. Ήταν ο πρώτος άνθρωπος. Ο Daquan μας έμαθε τον double pump. Mind blow, όχι bro. Καλά Klein, δεν με νοιάζουν τα rewards Klein. Εν τω μεταξύ, ο Daquan, ο Hamlins και αυτοί ξαναξεκίνησαν λίγο τα streams και τα λοιπά και πήγανε σε ένα NRG house. Πολύ hype. Και μαλάκα εξαφανίστηκαν πάλι. Απίστευτο μαλάκα. Ο Daquan και ο Hamlins είναι... Μαλάκα, ξέρεις τι potential είχαν αυτοί μαλάκα? Ξέρετε τι potential είχαν για streamers αυτοί? Ο Hamlins, top streamer. Ο Daquan, top streamer. Όλοι φύγανε ρε πούστη. Δεν ξέρω τι κάνουν. Μέχρι και ο Τύφου σταμάτησε. Ο Τύφου έκανε retire. Ο Τύφου στα 28 του. Πόσο είναι ρε μαλάκες? 28 να είναι. Και πολλά λέω. 27. Έκανε retire. Ξεκάθαρα μάιμπλο. Μπρο, πώς γίνεται να κάνεις στα 25 σου retire ρε μαλάκα? Δεν ξέρω ρε μαλάκα. Εγώ θα ήμουν hungry as fuck. Ειδικά αν είχα το cloud του τύφου, να ήμουν Αμερική και να μιλούσα αγγλικά και να με βλέπει τόσος κόσμος ρε φίλε. Μαλάκα θα το πήγαινα έτσι. Φρυζ! Και εκατομμύρια να είχα στην άκρη. Μέχρι γέρος, εντάξει δεν θα καθόμουν μέχρι γέρος ρε φίλε. Τουλάχιστον μέχρι τα 30 μου θα στρίμαρα ρε μαλάκα. Αν είχα αυτό το... Και παραπάνω μου σου πω, ο Nick Merckx είναι μεγαλύτερος σε ηλικία από τα 30. Ο Nick Merckx είναι ό,τι καλύτερο υπάρχει σαν streamer. Στα 30 του ήταν καλύτερος από όλους 20χρονους. Έχει και παιδί, έχει και γυναίκα, στουντιάρα, στο μπούτσο του, παίζει LOL 7.000 viewers, παίζει Apex Legends 15.000 viewers. ISO Speed πρέπει να είχαν βάλει. Ποιος ISO Speed μάλλον. Αγγελάκος από το streamer μαλάκα ναι ρε φίλε. Δεν θα κάνουμε όλη μας τη ζωή stream. Αλλά μπορεί να κάνουμε YouTube, ποιος ξέρει. Μπορεί να κάνουμε κάτι άλλο ρε φίλε. Who knows, μπορεί να πεθά... Όχι, όχι. Χτύπα ξύλο. Να είμαστε καλά. Βάλε ήχο ρε, δεν μπορώ να τους ακούω, μαγκές. Μόλις τελειώσει η μαλακία εδώ πέρα, συνεχίζουμε και τους βάζω. Μόλις μπει στο Battle Pass. Παρίνιο, εγώ ακόμα πιστεύω δεν έχω δώσει το 100% σαν streamer, ρε φίλε. Και είμαι ακόμα σε μικρή ηλικία. Έχουμε ακόμα πολλά χρόνια, μην αγχώνεστε. Μαλάκες, εγώ κάνω stream 5 χρόνια, ρε φίλε. Μόνο 5 χρόνια κάνω stream. Άλλοι μαλάκα έχουν... Μαλακή σας λέω, περιμένετε. Ναι, 5 χρόνια. Άλλοι είναι στη φάση ρε μαλάκα 14-15 χρόνια, ρε φίλε. Time Κώστας Ασμ. Σαρωτοφικά. Time Κώστας Ασμ. Πέρμα μπαν Κώστας Ασμ. Πέρμα μπαν. Μαλάκα, θυμήθηκα εποχές που άρχισε να στριμάρει ο κάθε πικραμένος τρόβο για να βγάλουν εγκαφρά από το watch time, ρε, και μετά σκέψου μετά όλοι το παρατήσανε, ρε. Ξεκάθαρα, ρε μαλάκα. Ο κάθε τελειωμένος έκανε stream. Δεν θα μιλήσω τώρα για φίλους μου YouTubers. Κανείς δεν το θέλει, απλά ήθελα να κάνουν τα λεφτά, να κάνουν secure τα λεφτά. Εντάξει, κομπλέ.
Against Curb and Whiskey a little bit, but it looks like they're actually going to split off. They don't want to go ahead and hold on to one spot, and as soon as they save, they go back to the game plan.
Up at the far north side, Giannis immediately heading for this crude harbor drop. It seems as though Giannis and Reason, maybe with the intentions of not trying to eat early surge damage, but as we can tell, the 50-50s, they have begun. Teams that got the better drops already letting their opponents know. Chubbs with an early two-piece eliminations to start the game.
Yeah, this is his continued journey from yesterday. He fell below that top 25 threshold. Looking today. Pamstu and Fatch, on the other hand, they thought they were going to have a huge contested battle. We saw it yesterday, but it doesn't look like Stains and Data are going to go ahead and contest them, or at least not right out of the gates.
Stain and Data is maybe taking a moment to reconsider things given how the circumstances went up against Seti and Cammy yesterday, but here at Kenjutsu Crossing, Adapter
είναι αυτή βρε μαλάκα.
trying to be careful. They
Έλα, βάλ' το γκλίξ.
Pressure
Fortnite, έλα.
elsewhere inside of this POI. It's going to be Suns and Anon who actually seemingly switched.
Έχει το παλιό FNCS pickaxe, ναι, μαγιές.
Suns and Anon were going to head towards Naughty Nets, but maybe because
τότε είχε κερδίσει FNCS νομίζω Pams του.
Yeah, they had it uncontested yesterday. Did not work out for them. So I feel like they're just confident. They're ready to take whatever challenge is going to be before them. They want a little bit more loot, a clear path towards the middle of the zone, even though this time it's on the corner. And right now they're trying to go for the flag, and third-party shots already interrupting this off-spawn battle. That's going to force Adapter back, and he might have to go ahead and loot. He only has one and not much to work with. But while they giving him time, that's FKS. They're trying to put the pressure on, so that way his teammate can get a better loadout.
But at the same time, they're just letting the capture point go for free. And in fact, it seems as though there is some danger hanging on over by Naughty Nets. Saw a nice collection elimination there from Steno onto Mr. Savage. That could definitely play some spoiler effects for game one.
But if Fadil finds himself alive somehow, some way, you heard all the nice things Mr. Savage said.
Πόσοι παίχτουνε ρε.
And Epic Well contested over towards Mega City, but I feel like that's no different. All season long, they've been contested about 2 or 3 other teams, but there's so much space to work with. There's so much loot to share. As long as they don't get caught off guard, it's business as usual.
But at the same time, there is
καλά ρε μαλάκα.
inside of Mega City.
Έχει για 4 duos loot το τέτοιο ρε μα μας τρελάνει.
Something worth fighting over. You have to expect that regardless of where that high card spawn is at, people are going to be looking to make sure to take out whoever actually secures that vault key card.
Oh, wow. Actually, they weren't necessarily contested. They were taken out on their drop. You saw Vadil go ahead and get that reboot card, trying to give his teammate a second chance at life. Oak is here.
Shout out.
Put some respect on his name, already getting 1 elimination.
Καλά είναι ο GOAT ρε μαλάκα βάλος.
First, he has a stop to make. Let's clean up this loot. Let's try to get as jam-packed as possible. You see the fallen teammate, Deguro, who's going to be right above him. He knows no matter what, as he continues to have to try to get that reboot card, because doing this alone is not something anybody wants to face.
But at the same time, that siphon there for Okis definitely gave him
a
little bit to work with in comparison to Dieta, who doesn't have shields. If Okis wants to pressure this, he's definitely more than capable of doing so, but it seems as though his mentality right now is just to stay on the move. Being in this sort of solo situation, deep in the jungle biome here at Rumble Ruins, especially in this lower elevation territory, he might be able to sneak up on some other teams.
Yeah, I like the way you mentioned Surge as one of the first things, because yesterday, if it's shown us anything, Surge is not the easiest thing to come by in a lobby like this. And uncontested this time around, Canal and Agers getting a chance to fight off spawn, and immediately they go to what they know works from the past, trying to get Surge under.
They
don't have to worry about it too much later in the game, but Vico and Pink, another team that has experience from day one, contested by Acorn and Cold. This time around, they're ready to take their fights to their opponent, and on the other side of things, it is going to be Bully and Shadow.
But look at this hype battle as well between Pink and Bully, both of them trying to provide cover fire for their fraggers down below. As far as Vico and Shadow are concerned, a little bit of a pause. Challenge seems as though Vico is trying to look for a regroup circumstance, but again,
δεν κάνει με τίποτα ο Okis solo qual. Άμα κάνει qual solo ο Okis, μάγκες.
Just trying to do what he can as far as making sure that he's able to suppress Pink in the process, but they're not trying to give up any sort of resources for free here.
Yeah, and you can kind of already see in the mini-map just a little bit. You've seen it here. Bully and Shadow, they had no intention on trying to take that engage. They split up to try to get even more surge early on in the game before the zone does get...
Όχι, δεν είναι το duo του Steph, αλλά έχει πέρασει και αυτό στα global. Μαλάκες, δεν είναι απίστευτο ότι το duo του Steph, το παλιό, ο Pinks, έκανε qual στα global.
It's got to be such an invigorating feeling knowing that you have so many fans in the venue just cheering for you every step of the way. It's not even like these guys are getting a piece of the action right
Τι
yet.
θα έκανες άμα τον ντους έτρωγε μπαν, αν τσίταρε στον μπούτσο μου, αν
Cheering for them. It's just awesome to see that kind of display.
έκανε μαλακία να το έχω να σφαλιάρα.
Polarized, teamed up with Scented over on the other side. They're taking the split that in day one belonged to another team. It's probably part of their strategy. Use this to try to qualify.
Όχι ο Pink, ο Pinks.
Because that's the biggest things. At this stage in the game, there's no reason.
Δεν τον τρόπαρε ο Στεφ, Γκρέγκορι. Ο Pinks είπε ότι δεν θέλει να παίξει μαζί του, διότι ο Στεφ είχε πάει διακοπές και του λέγει ότι δεν μπορεί να παίξει, ξέρω εγώ, το Noble Session ο Στεφ, και του λέει ο άλλος, what do you mean? There's a Noble Session 2 o'clock, και του λέει με διακοπές, και του λέει what is this?
Contenders down beneath him, and as for Shalom and MK Papa, they want to take their time. I mean, kind of tough to try and fight that uphill battle, quite literally.
Ο Στεφ είναι στρατό. Ο Bucket τι έκανε? Φλέρταρε μια staff.
Better opportunity to look for a rotation out. It can be difficult as well when you're playing right here on the edge side of where these zone pulls are happening, because again, for Podesai, it seems as though the intent is just to prioritize positioning.
One team that changed their positioning overall to another. King, Phaser. You can already see they're over towards Shattered Slab. Zone is pulling all the way towards the eastern side of the map. They have a long journey to go, and you can even see it at the edge of Mega City here on Pink and Vico. So they have even more rotations to go later on in the game. But for now, it's Batman, Booga, and Rapid who beat him to the punch. The top of the hill.
Ναι ρε, εγώ νόμιζα ότι έφαγε μπαν για τα τσιγάρα, αλλά τελικά δεν είναι γι' αυτό.
We talked about to start the show is how contested it actually is. They could easily take a building on top, but they're taking a little bit of the safer route, or what they thought would be, because right now Pink and Vico are slowly but surely looking like they're going to try and sneak up and see if they have any opportunity to take over. But if you can see in the mini-map, they're going to choose to go the other way. It's not something they want to battle this early on in the game.
You can already see some shots, though, coming from a little bit of a distance here. Rapid just trying to be wary of his surroundings, and it makes
Και δεν δείχνεις πόσους viewers έχεις on stream.
when there's 4 separate teams landing there.
570 έχουμε.
To actually deal with. So why
Τσατάρα όλοι καινούργοι, like και subscribe. Πρέπει να φτάσουμε 1000 likes και subscribe, όλοι να φτάσουμε 60-200. Τίποτα δεν θέλουμε. Λίγα ακόμα θέλουμε. Στόχος του σημερινού stream είναι 60-300.
because they can always find the refreshes after the fact.
10 sub θέλουμε για 60-200. Vamos. Ο Clemente. Και ο Kaizen πέρασε.
This is day 2. It's not like the competition's gotten any less.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of these teams taking
24ωρο, σύντομα πρέπει να κάνω 24ωρο, όχι σήμερα, αλλά γενικά δεν πρέπει να κάνω.
We've seen him go for the reboot card onto Mr. Savage, uncontested nor not even net.
Το είχα υποσχεθεί, όντως.
He's going to get him back into the game, back up as a duo.
Παναγιά μου.
They are split up. They called out this strategy to start the game. They're trying to cover more ground. They're trying to take more space away. This also allows them to get better lines of sight around the map for their storm surge. They already know.
Αύριο που είναι τα FNCS. Ναι, αλλά Δευτέρα και το σχολείο.
Storm surge is lacking. It forces you to make plays. It's almost like you don't have control over the game, and they are trying to do their best to keep control of their own destiny.
It's definitely something that has haunted Mr. Savage and Vidil.
Α, δύο Σάββατ, ρε, μια χαρά.
As far as Major 3 was concerned, even leading into that last chance major, where we saw them switching up their drop spot even over to Drift.
Πάλι δεν έχετε σχολείο.
Because of the fact that Mr. Savage is mentioning he doesn't like to be contested.
Μαλάκες, τι ώρα κάνετε ρε πούσιδες.
It's still never easy, whether you're uncon or contested, as far as establishing a solid storm surge strategy.
Ζωάρα μου, νόβανα, ζωάρα, χαλαρά. Έτσι, για σας είναι η ζωή, ρε. Στον μπούτσο σας όλα, τσάτ. Στον μπούτσο σας όλα, μια χαρά. Έτσι, γαμίσει οι εκλογές.
An opportunity on the biggest stage in the world when it comes to Fortnite. And you can already see the augment that he's choosing out. First Assault, Scope Salvo, two of the biggest ones that are needed when it comes to Storm Surge. It's going to allow them to keep their distance and keep hitting those shots.
Like seeing this from Kitos as well. We're talking about augments, but right now the prioritization's on.
Ο Ντεσάι παίζει με τον Αγιούμα και τον...
Trying to see if they can push forward in this box fight. Shots being taken by Podesai as well, just to even trade out so far. No real damage in
Όχι, λάξτε.
either side just yet. But you and Jamon, they get
Ναι, mind blow.
and Podesai definitely aware of the fact that they've got more company coming.
Αλλά τσαπ, δεν έχω καταλάβει, ρε. Δεν έχω καταλάβει, λοιπόν. Ωραία. Τώρα είναι το lower bracket. Ωραία. Και έχουν ένα δεύτερο chance για να κάνουν qual. Όσοι δεν κάνουν qual, βγάζουν λεφτά. Μόνο που πήγαν εκεί ή όχι.
To try to pick up the scraps, figure out whatever is left along. But a team that, you know, taking a lot of time towards Slappy Shores. My only question for them is how is their surge? Because a lot of the teams are on the western side of the zone for now. They haven't begun to rotate over towards Slappy Shores. Not a lot of teams landing here right out of the gates. So for them, that's probably what's on their mind right now. We've looted up, we've got everything we need.
Α, δύο κάπα, οκ, οκ. Κομπλέ, κομπλέ, κομπλέ. Σπίτια τους, Εντάξει. Και δύο κάπα για να βγεις τελευταίος, chat, μια χαρά. Εν τω μεταξύ, chat. Τώρα, ο Όκης, άμα βγει, βασικά θα βγει, ας πούμε, τελευταίος ή top 40, ξέρω εγώ. Δεν πρέπει να πάρει 4 κάπα κανονικά και όχι 2. Κανονικά πρέπει να πάρει 4 κάπα. Έτσι δεν είναι? Αν τους κλέψουν και σε αυτό...
Yeah, and honestly, looking at 7-man's inventory now, you can already see they won the ball over towards Relentless Retreat, but it's a little unorthodox. Typically, you would grab something to pack a punch, whether it's a Sharp Tooth, an Infiltrator, or even a Maven, but he's going to go without it for now, hoping that that Mythic Stinger does more than enough.
Όχι, δεν έχει duo. Έφαγε πάνω ο Μπάκερα.
It all depends on how you control that recoil, honestly, because I remember...
Shadow και Bully.
It's so obvious that the intention, though, is that up-close and personal battle. The question is, will they actually manage to force themselves into that type of situation? And Rift Island can definitely be a location where we'd expect those battles to come, but even all throughout day one, we...
Καλά, μάγκες, στον μπούτσο μας που στερμάρει ο Μπάκερ, φίλε. Το θέμα ήταν να παίζει εδώ. Ο Χένε. Μαλάκα, τον Χένε τον είχα ξεχάσει τελείως. Καλά, τι κάνουνε ρε μαλάκα. Θα το αφήσετε? Το αφήνουνε. 15 points για τον Χένε και τον Βάσκε.
And you can see one man's trash, another man's
What the fuck?
Cooper sneaking up on the side, trying to take away the position. The French team of Snazy and Podesai also willing to contest this Rift Island. And that's one of the things I was thinking. It was very, very passive yesterday. Even solos were able to take it. But as the VOD review goes on, as time passes, players are going to realize there's nobody up there. But when
Τι έχουν χτίσει εκεί, ρε. Ναι, ρε μαλακά. Αυτά είναι όταν βλέπεις τέτοια builds στο map. Ξέρεις ότι είναι pro παίχτης. Ξέρεις ότι έχει χτίσει αυτό το πράγμα έτσι ώστε να πάρει surge από όλα τα μέρη.
Every little bit counts, but we've gotten a good idea of what's been happening directly in games so far. However, got a mid-game analyst to give us a little bit.
Σαββατοκυριακά δεν είχα ιδέα ότι πέρασε ο Χεν στα FNCS, bro. Δεν σου κάνω πλάκα. Πολύ γάμα το skin αυτό, by the way. Ποιος μου το είχε κάνει gift αυτό το skin? Πολύ γάμα το skin. Σοντιανάρα. Αύριο 24ωρο. Μπα, δεν νομίζω ρε chat. Δεν είμαι έτοιμος. Μπορεί Παρασκευή. Όχι και duo cash cap.
And that's the thing too about those teams that are landing more towards the south side. It is so easy for other teams with slightly earlier drops to just pick you off with the elevation difference. It's one primary issue definitely known about that Naughty Nets area, but you can always expect to bounce back. I mean, we already saw the deal with the success
Αύριο 50ωρο.
Savage, so easy to say that anything can happen in these circumstances.
Αν φτάσουμε 60.500 subs σήμερα, αύριο 24ωρο. Το είπα. Αν φτάσουμε μέσα στα άρρωστη, να ξέρετε, αν φτάσουμε 60.500 επειδή θα κάνω και καλά 24ωρο αύριο, είστε μονόπανα. Γιατί θα πατήσετε subscribe μόνο και μόνο για να κάνω suffer. Όχι για το support. 60.500 κυρίες και κύριοι. Στα 60.500 subs, 24ωρο αύριο. Αλλιώς Παρασκευή. Ή 200 ευρώ donate. Όχι, γιατί είναι καμπετζής μέσα, μπορεί να είναι κανένας άλλος καυλωμένος μέσα. Όχι. Όχι, όχι. Ή να φτάσουμε το donation goal.
Again, you have to remember they're the ones who actually secured the capture point here, so they've got some decent loot to go with it. And Miro and Cooper, if there was ever...
Όχι, Chills of the Gods, εσύ πίστευα ότι μου το κάνεις, bro. Απλά μετά μου κάνει και ένα παιδί άλλο gift, γι' αυτό μετά μπερδεύτηκα.
Of refills as far as your materials are concerned and your weapons. That is definitely the opportunity.
Yeah, elimination feed is lighting up. A lot of players being forced to interact with each other.
Το παλιό FNCS πικάς μαλάκα είναι ό,τι πιο ωραίο και πιο clean.
Even Duke's trying to rise to the occasion here today after his performance yesterday, trying to qualify for the FNCS Global Championship final tomorrow. Jaemon goes down. Yuma's going to have to leave him behind, but he's only 72 above the storm surge threshold.
Chill, τον Duke ποιος είναι τελικά, δεν ξέρω ρε μαλάκα. Πρέπει να τον δούμε ρε μαλάκα.
HP is going to be down low. Shields are going to be ripped off, and the shots continue. Finally, though, he does have a short moment to breathe, but that's only going to give him enough time to pop one Mimi.
Ο Let's έκανε qual, νομίζω όχι μαγκές.
Over on the other side, they probably know that he's a solo. They saw him crash landed with that rocket ram, and this is something that they're trying to take advantage of.
For Shalom and MK Papa, they've just been playing bouncer responsibility on this edge of zone, and granted it just moved in a little bit tighter, but for Yuma, now you can see him starting to get lit up by some of that storm surge. Accountability as far as your surge strategies are concerned, it can be very difficult to maintain it throughout because there is just so much action happening along this edge of zone and teams needing to move even further in. Players like Yuma
Chills of the Gods δεν το έχω δει αδερφέ.
Yeah, you can see they're even willing to risk it. Shalom and MK Papa, they got the elimination, or at least they saw it towards the backside of zone, but they didn't have very many materials at all. So it was almost an all or nothing situation if they want to keep as best chance as possible for them to try to stay alive. I see a Vico. I don't see Pink. Got to imagine he is by himself as a solo, and he's suffering to surge right now. 13 below the threshold.
Vico dead there.
Everything crumbling down. Only a few seconds to try to land the shot that matters, and he's not going to be given that opportunity. Down goes Pink. Down goes
Alba Yuma.
But a massive pickup there for Yuma. Still utilize that rocket ram to try and close the gap even further and make sure that he's maintaining a decent distance on that backside of the zone.
Για να δούμε Κανάδα, chat.
Next to Agers, trying to be vigilant with his awareness.
Ο Κανάδα έχει πολύ καλό loot γενικά.
Just trying to keep tabs on where everybody else is in the lobby. And players like Ping.
Να τους μαγκές. Το duo του Steph. Ο Pinks.
Nicely placed aim as well with that sharp tooth to ensure that they can acquire that elimination.
Yeah, and since he got eliminated altogether, gotta imagine Moneymaker went down earlier on in this same game. We saw Polarize the one that took down Snaze.
Ο King σκότωσε τον Κανάδα, μαγκές.
At least he's above the damage threshold for now, but quickly falling below.
Νίκος Κουιμτζίδης και... Α, καλά, ξεκινήσαμε το subscribe. 60.500 μάγκες. Για 24 ώρα αύριο.
Trying to make sure that he makes the right play. And this is an opportunity for him to really rise to the occasion by himself. And with Storm Surge shutting off for now, that at least allows him to breathe, restabilize himself in that position. Edgy goes down outside of zone. It wasn't a knock. So Duke and Edgy are also out of this game.
Μαλάκα, δείτε τον Ποντεσάι πως είναι, ρε. Τι γυαλί είναι αυτό, ρε μαλάκα. Gaming γυαλί είναι αυτό.
A little bit brutal for some of these teams as it just keeps getting closer and closer to that edge side.
Πω. Φτάσαμε κιόλας 60-200. Να βάλω bot στα γύφτος. Παρίνιο θα σε γαμίσω.
From where we last left off with them, Kanada's got to be careful with this rocket ram on the landing. So many teams and right on the side of this hill. It can be difficult. He's trying to work his way back up already. Fully understanding the fact that he doesn't want to have to play from the low ground, but he'll be forced to take shelter, utilize some of his Memnis.
Botilis.
Fortunately for him, only has those mini shield potions, won't actually get an opportunity to get full shields. And for Agers, this is even worse.
Yeah, he only has 23 HP, doesn't have time to sit back.
Δεν κάνω Σάββατον, ρε, και 70.000 subscribers θα φτάσω. Πω, τι έπειρε ο άλλος.
He has a little bit more HP to work with. The flopper, the med kit he can
Μπαίνει.
use in game and if
Ποτέ.
Kanada can find a way to reunite.
Μπαίνει.
The minis and another knock on the QNDX. Agers doing what
Πάρ' το third, βρε, πουτάνας, γε.
championship run. The Cypher's going to be picked up, but he has to get to zone. This is a 5-tick. Time is running out and another men miss. Miracle upon miracle landing in the palm of Agers' hands.
He's trying to do what he can to make it across, but this hill phase is just so problematic still. The med miss plus the med kit, he just doesn't have the mobility that he'd be hoping for with so many teams having already pushed in. He might
Θα μπει, λέτε, chat.
make it in the nick of
Θα
time.
μπει.
To find another site.
Απίστευτο, μαλάκες.
Just making it this far is more than enough.
I feel like I heard him say, don't
Ζιο Κανάδα, ρε.
come and don't worry. Med kit being used.
Πώς ζιο Κανάδα, ρε μαλάκες.
And they are back into the game. The resurgence from day one as we get a replay.
Όχο, clicks.
And Epic well. One of the biggest teams everybody came to see. They get aggressed on due to Storm Surge and they shine bright. Storm Surge is not a problem from them as they pick up 2 eliminations.
Clicks. W, man. Για να δούμε. Ζούνο, μαλάκα, αυτό μήπως είναι πιο ωραίο bracket. Δεν ξέρω. Let's see.
Decent, not a phenomenal job at putting themselves into a comeback situation.
Some of these teams who we're asking, do you got what it takes to get your ticket onto the battle bus? What about the roller coaster this team is going through from down the mountain, across the rivers, over towards Naughty Nets? I think best case scenario, honestly, Taco, is it going south? Can you
Oh,
on towards that
ο Pinks έφαγε τον Nagers.
back on over to the west? This is going to be a nightmare for anybody that doesn't have mats as Clicks has used the last little bit that he does have.
Όπου είναι ο Goat, Clicks τι κάνεις.
Elimination on the ping.
Μπράβο, αγόρι μου.
Perfectly timed rotations from
Prove me wrong.
managing to find these players who are looking to just find that final push inward. But again, this is the beauty of being able to play from that backside of the zone. Still, Clicks, Epic trying to be careful, and we are getting a little glimpse here of a team that's
Φύση.
fairly on high, whether or not Fishy in the
Controller ο Φύση. Ποιος είναι αυτός?
different question entirely.
What?
For the time being, they look well situated to carry themselves into the top 10.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Even though they have high ground now, they might have to wait for some of those teams below them to try to build. that allow them to save some resources, save some mats as they make their way across the roster once more. Podesai 131 below the damage threshold, only a big pop to his name. So right now he's peeking through the cone. He's trying to just get as much information as possible. Where can I get this damage? But time is running out. He continues.
Βαντέλ παίρνει kill. Ο Βαντέλ πέθανε ρε πούστη. Ω, τον Epic Whale έφαγε. Όχι ρε Sad.
So unfortunate though, Savage gonna be unable to do anything in terms of helping out the deal. Simply has to watch, wait, continue their run. That flopper though, along with the crash pads, does a great job placing him into the zone. Mr. Savage moving through all the traffic, eating shots as well, but doesn't care in the slightest. He's just continuing to push forward. He's making his own path through.
It's not going to be the most healthy anybody in the lobby can be, but he's definitely going to give himself enough wiggle room to work with. His Click's now going to be a solo.
Για να δούμε το Clicks.
Prolific solo players in the game. He finds enough
No.
unable to finish it up. He gets taken out by Podesai.
Podesai as well. The fact that he's managed to stay this far into the game as a solo, you just know that he's going absolutely insane right now, trying to keep the run alive. Rocket Rams as well, destroying so many builds in the process. These players continue to rotate through, but that materials.
Ζιο Κούπερ και ο Μύρο, Και ο Σάβαζι. Ο Τσάμπς του Τακτ. Μάλιστα. Σόλαρη Clement. Πεθαίνει εδώ πέρα ο αδερφός. Ζεις. Κανάντα ζει! Δες τον πως παίζει ρε μαλάκα, έχει ξαπλώσει πάνω σαν και εμένα γάμο το σπίτι μου. Κανάδα the GOAT, FNCS winner. Κουβαλάει Agers.
It's so hard to be patient through all this chaos as well. So easy to get distracted and think, okay, this is the perfect time to strike. A drop down to the low ground here for Kanata. Recognize the fact that he's got some players directly above.
Δύο builds.
Still has a couple of mini shield pushes he can utilize. Source on the other
Cooper.
won't make it through. Cooper going absolutely nuclear with the back-to-backs here. And Cooper just won't let it go. He's actually got it.
It's also nice and Chubb. I thought it as well. I thought Cooper just stole away the game, but it's
Μαλάκα!
I called them one of the most.
Αν το έπαιρνε ο Κούπερ. Τι έκανε ρε ο άλλος ρε τσάτ. Ρε μαλάκα, τι βλέπω ρε μαλάκα. Ο Χριστός και η Παναγία πήγαν να το χάσουν τα σκουπίδια ρε. Δες εδώ.
I mean, my friends up in the casting booth would like to know, so I will ask you first, Bryce.
I'm feeling good.
Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed about the fact that you just took a victory royale here on land in Copenhagen?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I can understand why you might be nervous. I do have a very scary face, so I'm going to come over to you, Chubbs. Talk me through the last moments of that game.
I don't know. We just took high and we won.
You took high. Okay, well, talk to me about the journey there. Did you feel like the zone was in your favor the whole time?
No, it wasn't.
Μάλλον χάνει μαλλιά από το άγχος του ρε. Όχι, πλάκα.
And how are you able to make the most of what maybe wasn't the most ideal situation?
Just we got surge and we had.
Το άλλο είναι του έχουν βγει τα μάτια έξω ρε μαλέκες. Έτσι είναι.
To win a victory royale on land thanks to these two. Just before I let you go, do you think you can overcome the nerves and pick up another victory royale today?
Yes, I think we can.
Brilliant. Well, you know what? Now you've said that, I think you can too. Copenhagen, please give it up for Bryce and Chubbs!
Μαλάκες, όλες ήταν έτσι. Λες και ήταν λες και στην ύφα ρε. Τα μάτια του Τέντα.
Team number one of the lower bracket does not disappoint. Bryce and Chubbs taking forecast back to just help them get ahead of the storm. Even though
Ο Μπρο πήγε Κοπενχάγη γνωρίζοντας ότι θα τον δει αρκετός κόσμος σαν ένα βίνα μέχρι το επόμενο μάτς. Δεν υπάρχει αυτό που λες.
You feel like the zones were in your favor? No, they weren't. I don't think they were in anybody's favor. I mean, a zone pulling over to Naughty Nets and then pulling back to the mainland.
Μπρο, αυτό πώς πήγαν να το χάσουνε ρε.
But Bryce and Chubbs, they found the high ground in the end and they made it work.
I mean, these guys land all the way even more north than Creaky up there, of course, as they mentioned.
Του βγήκε το μαλάκα. Μαλάκα. Του βγήκαν τα μάτια έξω ρε. Ο Σέτι έκανε qual, ρε.
And from that point on, they were just riding out all of their materials, all of their heals. I think at one point there in the end game, I think I saw Bryce with a fishing rod. You know when you're carrying a fishing rod in the last zone, things are looking rough, but it didn't work out too bad for him, did it?
Absolutely. Game 1 here on day 2.
Σε 8 λεπτά είναι το επόμενο game.
I'm sure for them.
Μπρο, λείπει ο Mongrel. Α, τον Mongrel θα μπορούσαν να τον είχαν βάλει σαν... μια χαρά. 72 points ο Cooper και ο Miro και Chubbs, αυτός ο Chubbs πρώτος, Ages Κανάντα τρίτη. Δεν βλέπω τον Mr. Savage. Σαν caster, σίγουρα, τον Mongrel. Για ποιο λόγο να μην βάλουν τον Mongrel σαν caster? Να τον πληρώσουν πάλι λεφτά. Boink. Αν είχε caster Mongrel, το Fortnite τώρα αυτή τη στιγμή θα είχε 140.000 views. Σίγουρα. Ο Speed δεν είναι family friendly και είναι... δεν μπορεί να κάνει cast Fortnite tournament. Πώς πάει ο Μπούγκα? Πέρασε ο Μπούγκα. Να το Σαμίρο.
Another duel we have to highlight. Aegis and Kanata being uncontested. Man, the way they navigated that.
Πόσο θα κρατήσει το live? Το live θα κρατήσει μέχρι τις... είναι 5 games, ρε chat. Έχουμε δει το πρώτο, έχουμε άλλα 4. Έλα, αφαλού. Το επόμενο game τον νικάει ο Clicks. Πέθανε ο Κωστέρης, ο Epic Whale. Όγκης είναι top 33. Μαλάκες, ο Όγκης θα βγάλει φράγκα, ρε. Ελπίζω να πάρει και για τα δύο άτομα λεφτά. Όταν σε γαμάω κουνιέμαι, αλλά αφού πάω μπρος πίσω. Πουτάνα. Μπάμια. Καλά, άμα είναι, τα λέμε, τσίλι, πάω να παίξω κανένα γκέιμάκι, lol, μπαίνω πιο μετά, ok, Bill. Μα γελάκης, γιατί λέτε για Speed, δεν είναι καν FN related. Επειδή έχει παίξει τώρα λίγο με τον Cypher PK και τον Νικολάκη μας, τον H30 και... Ο Άσιαν Τζεφ πέρασε? Όχι, φίλε. Είναι πολύ κακός για να περάσει. Έπρεπε ο Χρόνο να κάνει cast. Ο Χρόνο, ρε μαλάκα. Γαμώ το σπίτι. Απίστευτος ο Χρόνο, μαγκές. Απίστευτος. Κανάντα μπάσταρδος, δεν τον πάω καθόλου το μουνί. Έλα ρε μαλάκα, γαμάτος είναι. Τι λες? Τώρα τα άλλα games γιατί γίνονται? Τι εννοείς γιατί γίνονται, ρε μαλάκα? Α, καλά, αλλά αφού χαλασμένα τραπέζια έχεις, ρε μαλάκα. Θα μας τρελάνεις, κόπηκε ο Σμοκί. Ξεφτύλα. Θα σου κλείσουμε τα μαγαζιά μου, Αριτσόντα. Ποια άντρικη πουτάνα, βρε μαλάκα, αλλά αφού. Παιδάκι. Παιδάκι, μαλάκα. Εκεί πέρα με τα γκομενάκια της πληρώνει το ένα το άλλο. Άσε μας, ρε μαλάκα. Πάνε που λέγανε ναρκωτικό, ρε μαλακισμένο γάμο. Τι πουτάνα σου γάμο. Πάνε που λέγανε ναρκωτικό εκεί πέρα. Πώς γίνεται οι top 5, top 25 να κάνουν qual στο higher bracket άμα δεν είναι duos? Ρε μαλάκα, έχουν παίξει ήδη 2 games. Ο Τάχη το πήρε το δεύτερο.
Você pega uma torre que ela prevê a safe, né? Então, isso é uma vantagem, tipo, ridícula. 電波塔は、まあ、取ったら1取れるぐらい重要です。If we see that it's not a big risk, then we go for it. That makes the game so much more easier if you get it. But there's definitely a risk, and you might lose all your mats.
Όχι, ρε, ό,τι να δείχνει. Δείχνει ότι νίκησε ο Cal Gamer και ο War 7 Man δείχνει ότι νίκησε ο Solar Clement και ο Kaizen και δείχνει ότι νίκησε ο Tahi και ο Death. Μαλακίες είναι. Practice games είναι αυτά, ναι, μάλλον ναι.
Towards the later games, like when people really need that jump, if they're trying to push as high as possible, the reward will be a lot higher, but the risk is also be a lot higher. So we'll see how it turns out.
Those 15 points could just make or break your entire game, and that could be the difference between 10,000, 100,000, even 500,000.
So it's definitely something to prioritize and something that we're looking to play for as well.
The two takeaways. Forecast towers.
Από το YouTube βλέπεις το FNCS, από το Twitch. Ποιος είναι ο Batman Booga? Ένα παλικάρι είναι. Τώρα δεν ξέρω γιατί το έχει έτσι το όνομά του, αλλά εντάξει. Batman Booga.
That's just showing overall how important it is to plan around these things, but also have a plan B, just in case things go wrong. But the right thing is game number 2, and it's about to start now.
Για να δούμε chat. Α, πιο γρήγορα τα κάνουνε τώρα chat, τι μου φαίνεται.
All the same, if not more, as these teams, some of them getting a little bit of a taste of what that 50-50 contest is like at the start, but we definitely saw plenty of teams taking things relatively slow, really just trying to prioritize their resources off Brit, but for FKS, Adapter, they want all of Kinjutsu to themselves. Suns nearly eland on the yet Suns and Nan just barely gonna manage to get out of this one.
Yeah, and it almost looks like they want to chase them down.
Ο Asian Zef είναι από τους καλύτερους fighters, αλλά δεν μπορεί να διαχειριστεί καταστάσεις και τρολάρει πολύ. Στο creative είναι, αδερφέ. Στο creative είναι καλός.
Get across to the other side of Kinjitsu's crossing, but the timer is on. He only has a certain amount of time before he can get that reboot card back. Luckily, though, Suns hasn't been fully eliminated just yet, so the timer actually hasn't started just yet.
But surely Anon knows Suns merely being toyed with at this point by Adapter and FKS. FKS will finish off that elimination.
Moneymaker και φνάτζανε.
Siphon and the 4 elimination points to go with it, but meanwhile, Hall of Whispers could definitely see some action. Depends on how Yuma and Jamon actually want to play it out. Right now, Yuma, Jamon doing their best to just try and get some materials going, because you can't really have a box fight if you don't have any boxes to build.
Yeah, and it looks like Moneymaker and Fanayan not wanting to push up just yet. They're still getting things going, waiting for it to flow. Clicks and Epic well over on the other hand. Mega City, they had a phenomenal first game. They sit inside of the top 25 after one game. If they can keep this pace going, we will see them on the Grand Finals Championship Sunday. Only time will tell though, because they're actually split up right now. They are so far split to do different buildings of Mega City. Zazie and AIM, Batman, Muga and Rapid are the two other teams. Nobody really wanted to push.
Πόσοι controller παίζουν? Παίζουν αρκετοί controllers, bro. Αυτός εδώ πέρα ο Κινέζος είναι controller. Ιάπωνας.
Backed up into a corner, very little options to work with, and this is exactly what you were talking about. These box fights, they need materials in order to be able to come out on top, because eventually, if you didn't farm up as much in the early game, you will run out quick, and that's when they'll strike.
Πού είναι ο Ντούκι? Ο Φύση είπαν ότι είναι ρε φίλε ο Ντούκις.
This is quite a sticky situation. Backs literally against the wall here. Might have an opportunity. Moneymaker does have that rocket realm available.
Τι είναι αυτός ρε μαλάκα?
The height that it can cover, but at the same time, Fanaina as well, but they'll still be relatively exposed. If they do try to utilize these rocket rams, there is still a chance that Yeman or Yuma might potentially look to take them out here.
See them using the EMP grenades, trying to just at least sniff off some of the shields. Not very many left in their back pocket. Snazy
Λες και είναι ο Τζαμπούλης, όντως.
Looting up pretty safely. Not too many teams contesting them.
Τι Τζαμπούλης, τι Moneymaker.
You know, King and Phaser are over on towards their left in a double contestation on their south towards Relentless Retreat. And they're kind of using all the time that they have to their advantage, so that way they can have these safe rotations. That way they have an opportunity to play out, and they're going to be one of the first teams.
Τώρα μάγεις αυτό το σκατό. Οχ. Τον έχει πάρει αέρα. Δες εδώ. Ω, δες τι κάνουνε chat. Τον χιλιάρουνε για να πάρει σε... Τι μονόπανα να αυτή ρε. Απίστευτο αυτό που κάνουνε.
Damage is being farmed. We talk about surge strategies all the time. And hey, if it works, it works.
Right now, you got to be able to capture the other one.
Πολύ καλό αυτό που κάνανε.
Gon was able to kind of get...
Εν τω μεταξύ τι θέλω να πω τώρα, κάτι θέλω να πω. Τι θέλω να πω. Fuck, τι θέλω να πω ρε. Ποιος σκέφτηκε αυτή την παρθενιά. Μαλάκα, έχω δει άλλα πιο άρρωστα ρε. Πιο παλιά που έπαιζα πιο πολύ competitive το game. Είχα παίξει ένα game μαζί με τον Beavers, θυμάμαι, από τότε φανταστείτε. Και μαλάκα, για να πάρουν shares τα παιδιά, πηγαίνανε στο Slurpee και βάζανε το body στο Slurpee, εκεί πέρα στην πηγή, χύλαρε πέρμα το body και απλά βαρούσανε shots. Σιγά σιγά, 20-20. Ξαναχύλαρε το body, 20-20. Μαλάκα. Από εποχές Slurpee. Δεν έχετε ιδέα. Ciao Bonzela, okuye ovla. Το Moneymaker θέλει να πεις κάτι. Αλλά τι ήθελα να πω ρε πούστη. Λίγο πιο πριν, Παλίκα, λίγο πιο πριν.
Chance yesterday to qualify, and not very many people get these second chances, and they're hoping to not waste it and let it dwindle away, and they're actually separated.
Πες τον Τάχη, Μεξικάνος.
With very little space in between, and this is where the strategy, formulating some sort of a plan, maybe a little bit of
μπράβο. Λέω, ο Moneymaker μαλάκες, φανταστείτε τώρα, μια σταλιά σκατό 14 χρονών και έχει chance να βγάλει 1 εκατομμύριο ευρώ. 14 χρονών. Παίζει για life-changing money στα 14 του, μαλάκες. Στα 14 του, μπορεί να κάνει set τη ζωή του από τότε. Από τώρα βασικά. Ποτέ έχει controller, όχι, δεν είναι controller.
Towards the northeastern side of the zone. They're kind of hoping it goes over towards Brutal Bastion. Maybe even Sanguine Sweets. Something that they can work with so they can hold their spot and gatekeep these players out. But Pixie, you can see him just putting some shots. Not finding too much success.
Τι θα τα κάνει ρε. Εννοείται πως θα τα πάρει όλο αυτό στο μαλάκα. Αλλά τι εννοείς θα τα κάνει ρε μαλάκα. Θα τα κρατήσουν οι γονείς του αν είναι έξυπνοι. Και θα τα βάλουν στην άκρη για όταν μεγαλώσει, ξέρω εγώ. Το κόβουν από φόρους, ξεκάθαρα κάφνο. Εντάξει, κοντά στα 800.000 κάτι, 700 πες, 750, 700 πόσα, κάπου εκεί. Όχι, Κριστιαν, 13 και πάνω είναι το competitive. Nice utilization of the crash pad as well, just not trying to waste any further time. He already secured the clutch that he needed to. Πες με ένα καλό gaming mouse μέχρι 60-70 ευρώ. 60-70 ευρώ. Μπρο, είναι όλα ακριβά, έχουν ακριβήνει. Τώρα δεν ξέρω κάποια budget mouse. Γενικά δεν ασχολούμαι πολύ με mouse, διότι απλά από παλιά ήθελα τα καλύτερα, ρε φίλε. Οπότε κοιτούσα για Logitech αυτά τα super light για αυτά και τα άλλα τα final mouse. Αυτά έχω χρησιμοποιήσει, δεν έχω χρησιμοποιήσει άλλα ποντίκια εγώ στη ζωή μου. Logitech και final mouse. Και το Glorious που είναι για τον Butcher. Το Glorious είναι το χειρότερο mouse που έχω χρησιμοποιήσει ποτέ. Πραγματικά απέσιο, συγχαμένο mouse. Ρε μαλάκα, σαν βάρα, γαμώ το σπίτι μου γαμώ. Ποιος Ben FN ρε μαλάκα, τι είναι αυτό? Το Ben, ξέρω αυτός που μιλάει ο Speed στον Ben, το σκύλο. Τι Ben FN, τι είναι αυτό ρε? Και φωνάζω επειδή το έχεις γράψει 650 φορές. Λες και είναι ο διάσημος Ben FN. Ποιος είναι αυτός ρε μαλάκα? Θα μας τρελάνε αυτός ρε, μας το λέει λες και είναι κανένας προ, ξέρω εγώ. Πες γνώμη για Ben FN. Ρε μαλάκα.
5 eliminations, by the way. Already 20 points collected for Skits and Sora. If you add that with a relatively decent placement.
Τα αρχίδια μου έχει κερδίσει, κανένας Ben FN. Μία πουτσα έχει κερδίσει. Τίποτα δεν έχει κερδίσει. Θα το ξέραμε. 40 μιλιόν αρχίδια έχει.
Yep, and phenomenal performance to start this day. Didn't really go their day yesterday, but if first you don't succeed.
Ωραία μάγκες, και εγώ θα κάνω τώρα ένα άλλο account στο TikTok και θα ανεβάσω εκεί πέρα κάτι clips και θα λέω, ξέρω εγώ, ότι έχω κερδίσει 28 FNCS. Έχω πάει σε όλα τα region, αβέρτα. Και τα κερδίζω όλα.
But this is only the first 2 days. We haven't received or played in the grand finals on Sunday just yet. Things can change because we know the EU region likes to go ahead and VOD review. They like to practice. They like to save some of those secrets, if I may say so myself.
Still, NA definitely looking like a decent amount of animals.
Α, καλά, Τζόι. Για τέτοιο άτομο μιλάμε. Chiefs αμπίθεν, μαλάκα, αλήθεια. Δεν ξέρω καν γιατί απαντάω. Άκου εκεί, μαλάκα, Ben FN. Πόπο, μαλάκα. Τιλτάρω μόνο που ακούω αυτό το όνομα, ρε μαλάκα. Δεν ξέρω γιατί. Τι Ben FN, ρε μαλάκα. Με τέτοιο όνομα δεν νικάς FNCS, ρε. Τέλος. Πρέπει να αλλάξει όνομα. Χάι, αν είναι ο Τσόνις το πιστεύω, φίλε. Sorry, αν είναι ο Τσόνις το πιστεύω. Α, μιλάμε για γνωστό, δηλαδή TikToker. Αν μιλάμε για γνωστό TikToker που τρολάρει κολόμαρα στο TikTok για να πάρει views και λεφτά, it is what it is, είναι ένα nice business. Καλά κάνει και τους ληστεύει. Αφού υπάρχουν άτομα που το πιστεύουν, κατάλαβες. Καύλα. Το καλύτερο match που έκανε είναι top 63 σε Contender Cup ένα χρόνο πριν. Γαμάτο. Πεχταράς, FNCS winner σίγουρα.
This array of heals, though, that aim just keeps conveniently strolling through. You almost have to wonder if this was initially somebody else's
DFM aim. Τσιλιμπάρει και μία ακόμα γνωμούλα για keyboard. Ψήνομαι να πάρω το Razer Huntsman Mini. Σταύρο μου, δεν μπορώ να σου μιλήσω για Razer διότι δεν έχω χρησιμοποιήσει ποτέ keyboard. Οπότε πάρε γνώμη από κάποιον τον οποίο ξέρει από Razer. Εγώ έχω χρησιμοποιήσει το G Pro, το πρώτο μου keyboard της Logitech. Μετά πήρα το Apex Pro και τώρα θα βάλω το καινούριο της Logitech. Το Apex Pro τούμπανο, το G Pro για τότε τούμπανο. Αυτά. Τώρα για Huntsman και Razer δεν ξέρω, αδερφέ, sorry. Ξέρεις κανένα καλό mousepad μεγάλο? Αναλόγως τι εννοείς μεγάλο, ρε φίλε. Εγώ έπαιρνα από ποια εταιρεία έπαιρνα mousepads? Με ζωγραφιές πάνω. Έχω 3-4 τέτοια mousepads. Πώς λεγότανε? Ink mousepad, κάτι τέτοιο. Ink κάτι. Όχι, δεν έπαιρνα από εκεί ρε. Κάτι άλλο έπαιρνα. Που τα ζωγράφισα. Inked Gaming, ναι, Inked Gaming. Αλλά Κατσίλη, ακούς το G Pro Super Light 2, μπήκε καθόλου στο G Hub να φτιάξει τα settings? Όχι. Smoky. Κωνσταντίνε, ορκίζομαι το πρόσωπό σου με κάνει να εξπερματώνω.
Nobody really contested Rift Island this time around. Looks like it could be a possible 15 free points for Moneymaker and Fnayan. They're going to secure that underneath their belt and all the loot that does come with it. Pen and Basque were the other team in game 1 to make that one come true, but this time things...
Ο Moneymaker ίδιος ο Deluxe. Πού το είδες αυτό ρε μάλακα? Ο Deluxe είναι 10 φορές το μέγεθος του Moneymaker. 15. 30. Smoky, πού είναι ρε μάλακα? Για δείξε μου.
That's the problem as well for Hen and Basque. I mean, you spot a great opportunity to actually look for an elimination process, and yet on the way over, you're immediately lit up. There's just no such thing as a free rotation in these types of lobbies. But for King and Phaser, that little moment of breathing room might be all that it took. As they look to continue playing through the backside, King's gonna find a good left side peek opportunity.
Μες στην κάβλα,
Connect though like he would have wanted onto Hen, but Hen and Bash, they're under enough pressure as is. It's Moneymaker, keep in mind, he was the one at the top of Rift Island. Seems as though Moneymaker and Fnayan, they're ready to play with everybody else on the bottom.
Yeah, they thought they had their line of sights in their favor to where they were directly under Rift Island. Somehow Moneymaker did find that angle. Like I said, it just takes some time for a player like him to try to heat up. As Hen's now stuck by himself. Luckily thing for him is he's above the damage threshold 4 now, but he knows that is right around the corner. Going to be haunting him like it's Halloween. Check a little bit of a replay here. Way trying to put the pressure onto both Bully and Shadow. Bully gets knocked first. There might even be 7-man trying to steal the loot away.
That is so tough for Bully and Shadow. They are just pincered between two separate teams. I mean, how are you really meant to box fight when you've got multiple directions that you have to be checking for against multiple teams? Definitely not the way that Bully would have hoped to go down, but as far as way...
Μαλάκα, υπάρχουν πολλοί controllers ρε. Τι μαλακίες μου λέτε? Ο Κάμπε μου έλεγε χθες, έλα ρε, δεν υπάρχουν πολλοί controllers στο FNCS Global. Έχω δει τουλάχιστον 15 άτομα controllers.
Quickly rotating out of Mega City this time around, or at least in comparison to their competition that does land over on that side. Firing shots off into the distance, and then instantly closing the cover.
Πόσα θέλετε να έχει ρε μαλακές? Ενώ ένας average παίχτης παίζει Fortnite με keyboard and mouse. Έλα Χριστός και Παναγιά, τι λέμε τώρα?
Luckily for them, it's only 6. That is barely anything. They just got to breathe on another team, and now they're hot on the heels of Batman Booga. This is the opportunity that they're trying to take in order to climb above the threshold before they fall too far below.
It definitely won't take much for Pink and Vico to get themselves above that.
Λαγκάρει πάρα πολύ μάλλον, μάγκες.
I'm looking more so at their materials. Not very many builds for Vico to work with, and again, that's largely due to the fact that they had to go for that remove ban opportunity. They didn't actually have the time to look to
Πόσο lag έχει ρε bro? Εγώ θυμίζω αύριο 24ωρο. Bro, πρέπει να φτάσουμε 60-500 subs ή να φτάσουμε το donate goal ρε, είναι impossible. Batman Booga, άλλος αυτός, τι είναι αυτό ρε?
Waste no time to heal on back up as fast as possible. And that allowed them to get Surge, even if they might not have necessarily needed it. But from one team down below Surge to another, Clement and
Solar Clement νεκρός. Σίγουρα.
Surge is now active and they're taking so much damage and all the heals have finally been used. So time is running out.
Boink.
He goes for a pink. Nice shot's going to be landed. Even he is below Surge. These are two teams below Surge.
Oh! Μαλάκα, τι delay έχει bro. Chat, να ξέρετε τώρα, το game δεν παίζεται, chat. Δεν σας κάνω πλάκα. Πρέπει να τελειώσει το Surge και να πέσουν άλλα 15 άτομα τουλάχιστον για να παίξουν καλά το game. Πάρα πολύ delay. Οι άλλοι είναι μες στο zone. Πω, μαλάκα, σκάφτα, as fuck.
going to be enough to put them above that damage threshold. This lobby is moving and not in the direction that they would have hoped.
This time around, you see a lot of players, even if they're above, it's not by much. It's not a feeling of comfort.
Σκρου, εγώ έχω αγοράσει 2 τέτοια ρε φίλε, μ' άρεσαν τα mousepad. Τώρα δεν ξέρω ρε μαλακά άμα σας βολεύουν ή όχι. Τα συγκεκριμένα mousepad με βόλεψαν, μου αρέσουν γενικά. Και σκέφτομαι να ξαναγοράσω τώρα μαζί με το brand που θα κάνουμε, οπότε... Όχι, όχι, Mind Blow είναι ακριβώς το ίδιο, bro. Πάρα πολύ lag. Teleports. Τα έχω δει στο Twitter, γι' αυτό σου λέω. Δεν είναι μόνο το spectate.
Some pretty good stuff here. Saw them talking about it earlier on socials. They're going to put Oshi on the map. And that seems to be the intent here in game number 2. But first, they've got to...
Φτιάξε mousepad με το logo. Με το brand θα κάνουμε, ναι. Και εγώ αυτό σκέφτομαι τώρα. Τι κάνει ο άλλος, ρε. Nice, nice pick, αδερφέ. Είσαι γαμάτος, brother.
Shields as he can, but Vidil and Mr. Savage, they don't want to let these 4 points and all that loot go out of their way. They're just trying to push themselves into the box, leave no option for their opponent. He's doing what he can to dance around, but the elimination is going to go through.
Το πιο ωραίο mousepad που έχει βγει ποτέ στην ιστορία των mousepad είναι το Zoe. Ένα ροζ. Όποιος ξέρει, ξέρει. Zoe Divina. Το καλύτερο mousepad που έχει βγει. Το είχα ένα παλιό ροζ mousepad, όποιος το θυμάται. Το καλύτερο mousepad. Ναι, αλλά 3 μήνες μαλάκα πολύ ωραίο mousepad, ρε φίλε. Και εμένα μου χάλασαν από την αλήθεια, αλλά σε θέμα smoothness και τα λοιπά το πιο ωραίο. Zoe Divina κάτι λέγονταν. Κόπα ρε, έψ. Hold ρε, Snazy, ξύπνα. Βούτα μέσα. Είναι κότες, δεν βούτανε μέσα. Έχουμε πει είδες. Μαλακία του ρε φίλε. Παίζει σε major event, μπορεί να κάνει, είναι life changing money. Δεν πρέπει να κάνεις μαλακίες. Πρέπει να είσαι κύριος. Όπο, μπούτσα ο Aegis. Μαλάκες, δεν γίνεται πάλι να τα λέμε ρε φίλε. Τι έκανε και τι έκανε. Τίποτα, απλά τηλέπεσε σε μια εκεί γκόμενα employee της Epic Games. Epic whale, και κλικς. Κομπλέ. Αφού μπήκε, κλατσάρι.
Actually 6 solos in the game as of now who lost their teammate, and they have the world on their shoulders to try to make something out of this game. Rapid and QNDX aren't going to be one of them. They're a full-on duo. They've been playing well so far.
Μαλάκα, το game, τώρα που το σκέφτομαι ρε φίλε, θα ήταν τόσο υπέροχο άμα είχαν αλλάξει το map. Το κάνανε ωραίο και FPS friendly και Siphon. Χωρίς αυτές τις μαλακίες στα Rocket και τις μαλακίες στα Rank. Τώρα που το σκέφτομαι και το βλέπω το game, μαλάκα, έχει πολύ potential να ξαναγίνει ωραίο game ρε φίλε. Δηλαδή, έχει χάσει το hype του ρε φίλε ή το ένα το άλλο, αλλά το game έχει potential για το competitive τουλάχιστον να είναι fun ρε μαλάκα. Και οι άλλοι βγάζουν το Siphon ρε με τους... Πω μάλαγα. Μόνο που το σκέφτομαι αυτό bro. Επειδή κάποιοι... Δεν ξέρω, αλήθεια. Τσίλι, λες να σου κάνω member. Άμα γουστάρεις, αδερφέ, κάνεις. Άμα δεν γουστάρεις, μη κάνεις. Για να δούμε ποιος ζει. Πίτερ Μποτζή, Ποντεσάι ζει. Ο Τσάμπ πάλι πήγε high, ρε. Τι έγινε, καβλώσαν και πάνε high ground τώρα. Αυτός Laser νίκησε το προηγούμενο game. Φαντάσου να το ξανανικήσει. Ο Epic Whale ζει, ρε. Α, ο Click ζει. Για να δούμε. Τι κάνει Epic. Δεν έχει match. Μαλάκα, πάλι high ground αυτή, bro. Εν τω μεταξύ δεν ξέρω γιατί δεν παίζουν για high ground, ρε μαλάκα, ο Epic Whale και ο Clicks, ρε φίλε. Μαλάκα, στο high ground, πραγματικά σε αυτό το bracket δεν πάει κανείς για να το έχουν αυτοί οι δύο, ο Chubbs και ο άλλος. Δεν πρέπει να πηγαίνει κανείς. Πραγματικά, αν πάρεις high ground, νικάς το game ή βγαίνεις top 2. Ξεκάθαρα. Οχ. Hero Kitos, Hero Fzn. Φσιν. Αύριο θα έχουμε τρελό gameplay, ρε. Εννοείται πως θα το κοντεστάρουν στο high ground. Απλά θα είναι πολύ ωραία τα fights, καταλαβες. Ο Vino και ο Quizzy θα παίζουν σίγουρα για το high ground, διότι ξέρουν ότι άμα παίξουν για το high ground και το πάρουν, είναι GG στο game. Και είναι και καλύτεροι high ground παίχτες. Καλώς στην αντισκούπα. Καυλωμένος πάλι, βρίζει Laser, λίτσα λογικά λέγεται είναι τη μάνα του Laser, GG's. Ή την αδερφή του, ή την ξαδέρφη του, ή τη θεία του, ή τη θεία της θείας του, τη μάνα της μάνας του. Όχι. Το πήρε ο Pixie. Δύο games ακόμα, κυρίες και κύριοι.
Yeah, you did play it out. You almost made it look easy, but it's not easy to take a victory royale in front of a very loud crowd here in Copenhagen.
Αλλά 2-3 games είναι, ρε. 5 games δεν είναι, ρε, chat. 6 είναι τώρα, σήμερα. Τρίτο game είναι αυτό, ρε μαλάκες. Άκυρο. Δεύτερο game είναι αυτό. Δεύτερο game είναι αυτό. Γιατί νόμιζα ήταν τρίτο. Α, μπερδεύτηκα. Έχω παίξει, Είμαι στο μέλλον, εγώ, μαγκές.
Alright, well, I love the confidence. So, boys, I'll let you get ready for the next battle bus as we head back to the desk. Congratulations.
Αύριο είναι 6. Ναι, το ξέρω. Κάτσε να δούμε λίγο. Τι ώρα είναι αύριο τα FNCS. Πάλι 5 η ώρα είναι, chat. Αύριο τα FNCS ξεκινάει πάλι 5 η ώρα, chat.
One mini minor.
Feeling great. I mean, what a win. What a way to close it out. Really happy for these guys as well. Of course, qualifying to that last chance major. We haven't seen them yet this weekend, and now finally putting on a show. We know that this duo have what it takes. Going down on that low ground right there, just fragging out so many limbs from these guys in those latter stages. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I love this actually, being so resourceful here.
Okay.
And cheating, right? Look at all of the splashes that they have, you know, somehow, by the way, managed to keep onto, and eventually they're like, you know what? There's no reason for us to continue to fight for low ground. Why don't we just go ahead and play this turn, right? We have all of these splashes utilized. They did so at the perfect time, ended up working out.
Yeah, it really did. And I love that from this duo. It just shows the brain that they have. Just knowing, you know what, let's get into that zone. Let's close out this game, because PhD and Ketos did a very, very good job there, taking height at a great moment. Didn't quite work out for them getting second, but great job from Cheating and Pixie.
You talk about PhD and Ketos. I mean, I just want to take a moment here to highlight this duo. They take ultimate height here over ice. You can't build up there. You can't break. They're like, we're up here. I don't know what in the world Ketos is doing, okay? But did you all see that shot? He lands. He's going to fall. Builds are broken. He's coming down. It's either me or him. And for him, it was him. He is him.
Yeah, I mean, hitting that falling shotgun shot. We see them sometimes throughout Fortnite competitive history, but that one had to be like the best one, right? He was literally falling, ended up surviving 1 HP, but the only reason he had enough HP to actually survive the fall is because he hit that shot, got that siphon.
So,
Πρώτο μεταξύ από 30 million prize pool πήγαμε σε 4. Εντάξει ρε μαλάκα. Είναι το μεγαλύτερο μετά από πόσο καιρό. 10ος ο Κλίξ, Nice. Cooper Miro 8ος, Βαντεάλ 7ος, Savage. Agers, Κανάντα, Pixie, Chubbs. Οκ, let's go. Τσάτ, έχω 4 κομμάτια πίτσα να τα φάω. Τα τρώω. Πίνασα.
Talking about Bryce and Chubbs right here, taking high ground at a really, really nice moment. Again, this was another one of those zones that was actually closer to them. Of course, they're getting that forecast tower in some of the games. In this game, it was a very, very nice zone for them. We saw in the first game, it was not a very nice zone at all, so far away. So this just brings excitement when it comes to this duo, because they performed when the zone is absolutely miles away. And yet again, they performed with that third place finish right there. It's a really, really exciting duo if they can keep it up.
Yeah, they figured something out, because every time I'm watching from like 5th and 9th zone, I'm like, oh my gosh, these zones, they just keep pulling further and further away, which usually in this type of meta, they have to use all of their builds to actually make some of those rotates. But Bryce and Chubbs just seem like they're always in such a healthy position when it comes to how many...
Άσχετο, σήμερα έχει έκλειψη, νομίζω το NASA κανάλι, το stream. Mindblood, δεν νομίζω, bro. Δεν ξέρω. Γιατί ήταν και χθες και σήμερα και αύριο θα είναι.
Definitely nervous. It's a little bit overwhelming, but as we're playing out these games, man, they look so on form. I mean, if they can bring that tomorrow, how far could they take it?
I mean, hey, listen, you know, we've seen some teams already, and particularly yesterday, I think Queasy and Venom, right? They're pretty good at higher ground, so contesting them up there, that'll be a tall task to try and tackle. We still got 3 more games to go through, though, so I'm excited to see who else maybe tries to contest them up there.
Well, let's take a look at the high ground. Bison, Ketos, we got to come to the Brazilian region to take a look at how this all unfolded, but from their own perspective. Once again, just disgusting play we are seeing. And what I love so much about the competition, boys, it's not just one duo. There's so much action across the map, so many duos all looking to perform.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at this duo right here, going for so many of these little pre-edit refreshes. That's how they were able to get, of course, the builds to go all the way up on high ground. You can see what it means to those guys. Of course, not quite closing out the victory, but they know exactly what happens when it comes to if you can consistently make 1 or 2 end games in this 5-game tournament, or this day, I should say. I mean, they're looking good for qualifying to tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Αλλά σήμερα θα κάνουμε short stream, διότι Klein Mine. Αυτό το game θα είναι αυτό που θα δείξει ποιος θα περάσει, τελικά.
With M8 Nikov himself. Nikov, you've got to tell me, man, how you feeling, how you enjoying the event so far?
Hello, I'm very happy to be here. It's very good and I love them.
It's very loud. You can say that for sure. Tell me, who are you supporting for? Of course, you're representing M8, so I'm sure you're supporting them. But tell me in particular who you're looking out for.
Of course, I support the best team in the world. Gentlemen, look this new jersey, very beautiful, and the best crowd. Look at them. Look at them.
They are the best crowd, it feels like right now. You've obviously had experience playing on stages like this as well in your career. You competed at the highest level before. Do you have any advice for any of these players on this? Everybody else, you know, he doesn't really care too much. Fair enough, fair enough.
70.000 viewers. Έχει παραπάνω από το Fortnite.
I know. What can I say? Like, this is the best community in the world. French. Look at them.
Allez blue, as they say. Back to you, Zeke.
They are going crazy. Thank you so much for that. I mean, apparently the French community, they can cheer the loudest Denmark. I don't know, but I'm getting word we are ready to just get right back into all of the action. This is game number 3.
I just have one question. Do you think they would accept me? Can I be French for today or maybe even the weekend? Because that is absolutely insane. I'm across the stage. I got headphones on and I hear them like I'm sitting right next to them.
I'm sure they'd be more than happy to bring you on board, Jacob. All you really need is a matching jersey at this point, right?
Ooh, I might have to grab me one of those because Sneezy and Kodasai have been playing crazy. And let's that continue here in game 3 because it starts now. This is officially the halfway point. Game 3, where teams will up against the walls. They don't reach
Fins και κάτι τις μαλαγιές.
or as close as humanly
Humanly
though, because some of these guys are playing like they're robots. They're like insane out of this world.
And hey, for some of these teams, keep in mind entering game number 3. The threshold right now for that top 25 is looking to be 36 points. There is a decent amount of ground to cover, and game number 3 is a perfect opportunity to try and find your place on the leaderboards if you haven't already.
Yeah, quick to the punch. Moneymaker getting one side of Mini Bastion, getting some minis. He at least got a silenced pistol. You see the shield getting boosted up, the turrets getting tossed down. That's at least going to give them information if they cross any one of those paths. Moneymaker cuts off the launch pad, doesn't let them go anywhere. Shots are getting fired in from multiple angles, and Moneymaker strikes first. Even with the shield turrets doing so much damage, he's able to do what he can, but it's blocked off. They went for it again. Jamon's getting trapped. It doesn't matter what help you have on your side, because Moneymaker comes out on top.
The 200 IQ play to place those cones preemptively. The moment that Moneymaker saw Jamon make that initial escape, he was like, it's not happening again. Just a beautiful cutoff that leads to 2 easy eliminations there. I mean, when a duo self-isolates...
Καφνό, δεν είναι στα prime του το game τώρα. Τότε ήταν στα prime του. Τότε βγάζαν πιο πολλά λεφτά από τώρα.
Changing it up yet again, said enough flying past Kenjutsu. We're ready to take it over as their own. But FKS and Adapter, they have a little bit of elevation. Things are working out just as they planned up until this point. A little bit more loot towards the top, even finding the sharp tooth, breaking through the walls, possibly trying to cut off their path, so that way, even if they do try to escape, there's nowhere to go. They go ahead, see each other there. Suns repositions. Anand does not, though. He gets caught off guard, but he's trying to draw them in. The turret there to spot him out. At least his position is going to be known. Sun's doing what he can, trying to burst through those builds, but Adapter is there for the bait and switch. He gets spotted out as well. These turrets are giving so much information, but it's just not enough.
Το state είναι χάλια. Το μέλλον μπορεί να πάει και χειρότερα, αλλά το βλέπουμε θετικά.
Up on that balcony, but hey, as far as Kenjutsu Crossing is concerned, that's not going to go Oshi's way in the slightest here. Opposite side of the map though, at Singwin's.
Και ο Μπίλαχ controller είναι.
Recognizing the fact that they're under a little bit of pressure from that
mountain
north of Brutal Bastion. And again, for Peter Bila, you have to consider.
Αλλά έτσι λέει, δεν έχει πολλούς controllers στο LAN event. Όχι, απλά είναι η καλύτερη το λέει εδώ πέρα, φίλε. Μα λέγα δείτε το Binks. Νορμάλ φαίνεται.
goes a whole different way. Crisp and Noxy able to take down P8 Sin, leaving Kitos by himself.
Μπάιλαχ λέγεται αδερφέ μου. Μπίλαχ. Και στο μπούτσο μου, Λέιζερτ. Τον ονόμασα Μπίλαχ.
And since it's so early on in the game, there's so much opportunity for him to go back, get that reboot card, get his teammate back up, because it's already happened countless times on the day so far.
But also, as far as Kitos and PH Zen are concerned, they've built themselves a pretty surmountable amount of points here. Heading into game number 3, they had 138. We're leading in that second place position on the leaderboard. Have to consider them relatively safe as far as their spot in that top 25 is concerned. So maybe not as much pressure there onto Kitos as far as whether or not he'll be able to get off onto PH Zen. For a team like Noxy and Chris, that's just another 4 points to get them that much closer.
Yeah, yesterday we saw 25th qualify with 9.
Αυτό Βασιλόπουλος θα γίνει αύριο, φίλε. Αύριο θα έχει τρελό content, μάγκες, μην το χάσετε. Είναι η τελική αύριο. Αύριο θα έχω καλεσμένο μαζί μου, εκφωνητή, εγώ. Καταλαβαίνεις τώρα. Ιστορίες.
But it's the angles from both Cheatin and Pixie, the game number 2 winners that are trying to chop him down to size. You see Pixie trying to go in, but he gets pressured as well. Everything comes to a standstill momentarily, waiting for somebody to make the big move, but hopefully it's not a misstep. They're separated. This might be the saving grace for both Kirby and Wixie because they're two players that are two different regions as the shots get fired off. He's ready to
Τατάρα, πάμε να κάνουμε όλοι subscribe, by the way. Όσοι δεν έχουμε κάνει, vamos. Τα έχουμε πάει τρένο και πραγματικά τρελό support. Θέλουμε άλλα 70 subs για 60.300. 70. Πάμε. Όλοι οι καινούργιοι subscribe. Vamos. Με γραμμάτα και για λίγο λίμνησης. Τι για λίγο λίμνησης, ρε μαλάκα.
Just have the opportunity to look for that reboot card, reboot opportunity, but Kirby faring certainly significantly better than Pixie for the time being. No, Pixie able to find the refresh that he wanted as far as materials are concerned. These resources taking him so far. And Kirby just unable to build up right away. He knows.
By the way, βλέπετε το leaderboard, πρώτος ο Bricks και ο Chubbs. Δεύτερη, αυτοί που φάγανε Eliminate, Pixie και Oba Cheating τρίτη. Κανάντα και Agers τέταρτη και Elite Kvanti με FATK πέμπτη. Τι μαλάγες λένε.
Drain Pixie dry in terms of materials, that could be good, but you see over towards the right side, Sanguine Sweets. That's Peter Parker's 5-on. If they look on over, see this action going down, that's a possible third-party opportunity for them. Maybe even 2 eliminations. So they have to be careful which way they travel across this mountain.
By the way, chat το βιντεάκι με το coaching, είδα ότι σας άρεσε, μαλάκες. Ψή είναι σαν να ανεβάζω, ξέρεις, κάνα βιντεάκι έτσι Fortnite ήδη που και που. Αν γουστάρετε Fortnite βίντεο μαλάκες μερικές φορές, επειδή έχω και θα κάνω και IRL πολλά. I'm gonna push it.
As to how far up Pixie actually is, and Kirby seemingly trying to farm out even more resources. It's clear that Kirby would like to go for the disengage, probably recognizing the fact that that pressure from Sanguine Sweets might come sooner rather than later, but we're talking about pressure here at the Creaky compound. Sorif and Skits, they're dealing with a good chunk of aggression out of Raru and Greedy.
See, it's pausing for a moment, rightfully so. He said slap dab in the middle of Creaky. There's so many.
Πώς λένε το τραγούδι που βάζει πάντα στην αρχή του stream, Rally Cheeto. Είναι το Cheeto με νέα μας, του φίλου μας, του γρήπα, του You already know what's up. Εν τω μεταξύ, chat σήμερα είναι πάρα πολύ κουρασμένος, ρε πούστη. Τον Ντούκι δεν τον είδα, μάγκες. Fuck. Τον έχασα. Τι κάνει αυτός, ρε μάλακα. Φοράει μάσκα. Συχαμένε. Πλάγανο. In game, συχαμένος. Βρωμάει το skin του, φοράει μάσκα.
Their journey does not stop here. You want to get as close to it as possible. But sometimes in this game, Taco, you have to wait for opponents to begin that rotation before you can try to escape yourself.
Let's go, greedy το λέγανε.
Pixie.
Τι κάνει ο Pixie ρε μαλάκα.
He's willing to take his time here on that mountain just north of Brutal Bastion. The problem
Θα παίξει κλάσ σήμερα, ναι φίλε. Α, στείλε στον... Κάτσε στείλε στον Deluxe.
because it seems as though Kirby is definitely cool with just letting this go through and disengaging entirely. But I guess we do have to listen in to get more insight for as to how the players are really thinking.
Maybe we can sneak on Billy. I'm down. Should I come down, get this fast? Yeah. Okay. He was here. Come, run. Come here, me. 40. I'm crowdfunding on him. Yeah, I'm on you. Don't come right side. Cracked him, cracked him. Dead. Nice, bro. Don't worry. Got him.
Nice find by both Pink and Vico to take down one. And that's a team. When they went down in game 5 yesterday, they were in 20.
Μαλάκα sad ότι ο King θα κάνει qualify ρε φίλε.
That got into that top
Very, very sad.
and send them down to the lower bracket. King and Phaser, they're trying to have a second chance at life. Skits and Sorf is another one. Yesterday definitely wasn't their day. Today is a whole new chapter.
Εν τω μεταξύ chat σήμερα είναι αυτό που σας είπα, νιώθω πολύ κουρασμένος chat. Γαμώ το σπίτι μου δηλαδή ρε φίλε. Αύριο όμως θα είμαστε on point, μην αγχώνεστε, όλα θα είναι perfect. Από τα καλύτερα στιγμή που θα έχετε δει. Το λέω τώρα, αύριο μην το χάσετε. Νάτος! Ο Τουμπανιάρης.
Try to rotate first, and everybody in this position is going to have to rotate because we get another far pull to the east side. So this is going to be huge.
Same time though, you can tell that Skits and Sorf.
Μαλάκα ότι πας όντως είναι ντούκι έτσι.
If they can make it happen, they know that their surge strategy
Είναι γυμναστηριακός full.
definitely been difficult to come by. So one or two eliminations.
Κρεατίνη, πρωτεΐνη, αμινοξέα, σίγουρα. Φαγητό καλό, διατροφή, αυγά, ρύζι, κοτόπουλο, αβοκάντο. Λίγο πιστικό βούτυρο, skips με το member. Μαλάκα, εν τω μεταξύ σήμερα chat έχουμε δει ένα member μόνο, Για πάμε λίγο όλοι member. Όλοι member τώρα. Όλοι member τώρα, όχι μόνο στα Sabathon member. Έλα. Μαλάκες, ξέρετε τι νιώθω. Ότι πολλοί από εσάς σαπορτάρετε, ναι, είσαστε γαμάτε ρε φίλε, γαμάτε. Αλλά για κάποιο λόγο θέλετε να με βλέπετε να υποφέρω. Δηλαδή, στο Sabathon, μαλάκα κάνατε πολλά members. Επειδή υπέφερα απλά. Αυτό έχω καταλάβει, ότι θέλετε να υποφέρω. Γιατί? Γιατί τέτοιο μίσος ο Τσίλι, κυρίες και κύριοι. Γιατί να μην παίρνει ο Τσίλις members καθημερινά και να παίρνει στο Sabathon 150 members. Ρε μαλάκα, Τσίλι σήμερα σ' ακούω λίγο surround. Το έχω βάλει μέσα στο στόμα μου, το έχω βάλει το μικρόφωνο, ωραία. Περίμενε. Τώρα καλύτερα. Όχι, Αντρέα, και εσείς, και ο Κάπε. Καλά, ο Κάπε μου σκίσε τον πάτο. Αλλά και τα παιδιά, ρε, κάνανε από μόνοι τους. Πάντα στον κόλλο σου, μαλάκα, μας έχεις πάρει τα αυτιά. Sorry. Γι' αυτό κάνε κάνε Sabathon, σωστό mindset. Sabathon θα κάνω, φίλε. Δεν ξέρω να κάνω, ρε, του χρόνου. Κουράστηκα να βλέπω streamers να κάνουν Sabathon. Την άλλη, εσύ είσαι ψωλάς, αγόρι μου.
Crouch walking, just seeing what's come across here. Greedy Raru. Got to be suspecting of who's going to drop into their box. Mavenado shots are firing, but it's going to be Sorif who comes out on top. Ultimately, the tag team damage more than enough, and a nice, quick and clean double elimination process here for Skits and Sorif.
A double elbow drop off the top rope. Cleaned house, Fishy and DMK. Trying to go for Rift Island, DMK taking some damage, and that's the thing. Even though there's a lot of elevation, a lot of line of sights over on the top of Rift Island, for the players that are in the distance, for the ones that did build their surge base, that also allows them to go for those shots onto you on that Rift Island. So far, nobody really contesting it. Maybe one team nearby thinking about it. but I don't think that one's going to come to fruition. So for them, it is going to be a free 15 points, a whole lot of loot on top of that as well.
And a pretty decent spot to look over the rest of the lobby. Maybe catch wind to players like Savage and Medeal, who've got their split bases right now. Not too far off from their initial dropping point as Medeal, Savage, or at least for Medeal's concerned, he seems like he's more primarily interested on trying to get some tags in on these teams in Mega City. And I like this approach though from Savage and Medeal because they're both trying to just focus in on two separate angles to attack towards that high ground.
Δεν ξέρω ποιος θα παίξει μαζί μας κλάσ όλα.
On some of these buildings here in Mega City.
They've already got their spot.
Replay είναι.
Top 25 for now.
Ποιο ωραία μαλάκα. Το stream, replay είναι. VOD.
Staying consistent. But at least they got a ton of the hard work out of the way. MK Papa and Shalom. Kind of looks like a free rotation in towards the zone. Almost 300 above the Storm Surge threshold. So for them, things are, it's almost looking like smooth sailing for now. Not much to worry about. But as the zone continues to pull in that direction, if they don't get it, they're going to have to battle through some of these teams.
It's looking like a predominantly dead side rotation here for MK Papa and Shalom. And the question is, how much surge were they actually able to acquire throughout that process? Because we've seen plenty of times teams, they'll have great positioning.
Alive, ζωντανός ο σκύλος.
And then they're forced into moments of desperation where they're essentially forfeiting their ideal positioning.
Άντε ρε μαλάκα, κλικς, κάνε κουάλ. Έλα γάμο το στόμα σου.
When you've got that Storm Surge damage raining in on you.
And you see Clicks looking towards the backside of the zone. He's trying his best to not to have to worry about that Storm Surge. Doing good so far, 259.
Στείλ τέξι να πεις να πεις τρεψάβα. Δεν να πω ρε bro. Να πάει να γαμηθεί. Άσχετος. Τον έχω γαμίσει. Όπου τον έβρισκα στο αρένα το σκότωνα. Λάγαμε ρε, μα το χτάρα. Τι άλλο λέμε για αυτό να. Να κάνω member. Δεν είναι ερώτηση, είναι απάντηση, οπότε ναι, κάνε. Φίλε, ναι, κάνεις ad skips, να μου το θυμίσεις από την επόμενη φορά που θα κάνω stream Fortnite, όχι σήμερα, διότι δεν θα ανοίξω Fortnite, ούτε αύριο. Τον Σάβα, DZ. Αλλά πού να ξέρεις εσύ ρε, 13 χρονών ήσουν. 13 χρονών είσαι τώρα, οπότε τότε όταν έπαιζα εγώ ήσουν 10, δεν ξέρεις να μιλάς ρε. Δεν είχες βγάλει καν τα παιδικά σου δόντια, τα adult δόντια, πώς τα μπούτσο λέγονται. Ήσουν ένα κουτσοδόντις, αδερφέ. 13 χρονών άνθρωπος μαλάκα και μιλάει, απίστευτο.
Definitely seems to be as if they are already situated a really nice elevated position so far, well ahead of where they need to.
Άμα ήμασταν εγώ και ο Κάπες στην Κοπενχάγη, θα ήταν το μεγαλύτερο κόντερ που θα υπάρχει ρε. Θα πέφταμε πάνω στους πρώτους επειδή είμαστε άσχετοι και θα τους γκριφάραμε, σίγουρα. Πες ότι περνούσαμε, έπεσε ο πύργος της Πίζας, ο πύργος του Άιφελ, γκρεμίστηκαν 10 φούρνοι και περάσαμε. Θα πέφταμε πάνω στους πρώτους, σίγουρα.
Trying to do it here yet again. And you can see the difference in augments between the two teams. First shotgun is going to have
Τσιμπά, βούλος τώρα.
the commonality between the two, but now they get aggressed on.
Έλα μην αρχίσεις και βρίζω. Please. Είμαι κουρασμένος, το έχεις γράψει 45 φορές, βλέπεις δεν απαντάω. Επόμενη φορά που δεν... Λοιπόν, ακούστε με. Βλέπω όλα τα comments. Σε μερικά δεν απαντάω. Αν βλέπεις ότι το comment σου το έχεις γράψει 15 φορές και δεν στο έχω απαντήσει, σημαίνει ότι σε γράφω στο μπούτσο μου. Όχι για κακό λόγο ότι εσένα σε γράφω στο μπούτσο μου, το comment σου δεν απαντιέται. Εντάξει. Ή το έχω απαντήσει ήδη.
No celebration time for eliminations in certain situations. 7N, Galgamer though, definitely more than for what they managed to stumble across. Other teams though,
Dukes,
I would certainly be happy if they could add a couple more points, a couple more eliminations to their count.
Βρίσκα λίγο γιατί έχεις γίνει soft.
Certainly one of them. Team that definitely struggled throughout day number 1, but here in day 2.
Με έχεις πιάσει σε καλές μέρες απλά ρε. Είμαι καλά τώρα.
In order to find themselves in that finals lobby for the Global Championship Sunday.
Yeah, and you can see where the zone's heading on this game as well.
Τα ίδια σκατά που παλιά Gnarly.
Similar to that last, we're going up.
Τα ίδια σκατά. Ούτε PC δεν έχω κάνει upgrade. Τώρα θα κάνω upgrade μετά από 3 χρόνια. 4.
They got to be able to try to mimic the blueprint if they did make it far, change things up if they did not.
Θα εμπέξει σύντομα, αδερφέ, σύντομα, μην αγχώνεσαι. Επόμενη εβδομάδα πάω για γυρίσματα για 4 βίντεο, IRL.
For one person to try to handle, and so far it is looking well. They're trying to go up the side of this mountain where not too many teams are positioned so far, but they run into both Lucy and Steno momentarily.
Ο Μιάου δεν έπαιζε competitive, ρε αδερφέ. Τι να σου πω τώρα, δεν μπορούμε να συγκρίνουμε δύο πράγματα που δεν είναι για σύγκριση. Εγώ έπαιζα competitive από παλιά, ο Μιάου έπαιζε solo squads, ρε φίλε.
So it's going to be up to them to try to find some sort of a refresh. You see QNDX trying to shoot above with the breacher, maybe to drop somebody down because they realize without no builds, without any heals, now becoming the focus, they have to think outside of the box to make this happen.
Right now, QND is just hoping that somebody else can
Μέγεθος ή τεχνική.
team surrounding them, but it is a relentless amount of suppressive fire into these.
Γιατί το πες αυτό τώρα?
QND Rapid.
Γιατί θες να σου πω, ρώτα τη μάνα σου, αλλά δεν θα σου το πω. Θα σου το πω. Ρωτήσω για εμένα, in game.
Don't know who Fahad thought he was shooting that alongside Hero, but Cheatin, he had everything in his arsenal to make some magic happen. Granted, Hero and Fahad were relatively low stepping into that engagement, but Cheatin not one to stray away from a clutch situation.
That he might be the hero, but I'm the.
Ή κοιτάς πρώτα σαν έναν άντρα. Αν έχει γαμίσει τη μάνα σου.
45 materials, 5 minis, but it's the HP that is really lacking because you can see the storm surge is well above the threshold as well. Everything going their way.
Support deluxe.
To show that these early game battles, it is a risk, but it has a huge reward on it as well. As a lot of these teams finally make it to the zone, but most of them are stacked up on the west side, a little bit more on the southern edge as Batman, Booga, and Rapid, they made that rotation around Mega City, trying to dodge line of sights of both Clicks and Epicwell and everybody else on the side of that mountain. They've been doing a good job. They were at the top of the leaderboard and they're holding on to their position. You see them there in 6th place. If they have consistency, remember the 91-point threshold. It isn't official.
Δεν είναι στα για LOL, μόνο Fortnite.
It's going to be close.
But depending on where Batman Booga actually chooses to throw that business turret, he might be able to catch some of these teams off guard or at least get some decent information. So much congestion though building up in some of these mid. Savage, but Deal looking for a way to turf through. They know they're going to have to take some fights first before they can get anywhere. Clownsky, Girls going to fall right in front of their very eyes. Pink and Vico surrounding Mr. Savage and Badil as well.
Ονόμια Καπετζή, ο καλύτερος κοντρόλερ παίχτης στην Ελλάδα. Ντουο μου.
And Badil, immediate backup fire. These two are just.
Θα κάνεις ένα live FIFA 24. Από εβδομάδα μάλλον.
Mr. Savage, not even once, and that was 2 huge shots that he used to his advantage. As Clicks and Epicwell finally find
Θα κάνεις coaching. 50 ευρώ την ώρα.
Where a lot of those teams are congested on that side of the map compared to the north side, and they're ready to fight their way through. But very, very little heals to their name. At least Epicwell, once it slows down just a little bit, can throw that business turn down, try to get some information. But
Είσαι ελκύς έναν άντρα πάντα ειλικρινά. Σου λέω ρε αδερφέ, αν έχει γαμίσει τη μάνα σου, ίσως σκεφτώ να τον κοιτάξω. Αν δεν την έχει γαμίσει, πρέπει να σου έχει γαμίσει κάποιο συγγενικό πρόσωπο.
But they're finding any nook and cranny to go through, but it's Clicks who actually falls to Badil. Even Byla picking up an elimination. Kaizen's left by himself. Epicwell trying to survive. He's doing everything that he can.
Dizzy, πώς γίνεται να μιλάς, ρε μαλάκα Dizzy. Τι λες. Μόνο στο creative είσαι αδερφέ, τι λες. Τι λέει ο Dizzy ρε μα, πώς σου χάζει γλώσσα αυτό το σκουπίδι ρε μαλάκα. Έλα Χριστός και Παναγία. Θα μας τρελάνει αυτός ο άνθρωπος.
It's going to be a scramble. Everybody's got to get a move on in order to make it. As the moving zones will become all the more problematic for these players to deal with. But Badil and Savage, they've done it.
Νικολάρα, δεν είσαι ο καλύτερος controller. Ο καλύτερος controller είναι ο Κάπε. Θα σε πάρει 10-0, Νικολάρα, Nix official, 10-0. Άστα κύριε Τσίλι, μάλλον έχετε εμπειρία από τόσα καμπιά που έχετε φάει. Ρώτα τη μάνα σου.
We've seen so many teams get tossed below due to rocket rams and sneak attacks. Kaizen's trying to break in and do one of those himself.
Γουστάρω, θα ήθελα να βρίσω λίγο. Nice. Δώστε μου πατήματα να βρίσω και να ανεβάσουμε TikTok μετά. Τοξικό streamer βρίζει... Πουλελά. In game, I guess. In game. In game.
But only for so long. He's down on the threshold. MK Papa falls, leaving Shalom by himself. He has more than enough to work with.
But that's only temporary because
Φίλεις λίγο για τον Μπούτσο. Η μάνα σου είναι για τον Μπούτσο, αδερφέ. Τελευταία το έχει χάσει.
being applied both above and below you. Shalom just trying to figure out which direction he wants to go next. Maybe spotted out Hen directly next to his.
Φίλοι, τον κάπου τον έφαγα in game σε ranked. Αποκλείεται, ψέματα. Clip. Δεν υπάρχει περίπτωση. Είσαι PS4, Νικολάρα, τι λες? Δεν μπορείς να το φας.
Almost a huge W for him. Into the top 13 we go.
Σύλλησε για γλύψιμο. Έλα, Πέτρο, γλύψαμε, please.
But if you want to make sure you qualify, you got to continue going. Badil under pressure. Mr. Savage said it himself. Badil is someone I trust to frag out at the end, to pick up these points. If he has a moment to stabilize, he could get some HP back. Shields on top.
Σίλιο Τζίμβρε, better than you. Ποιος είναι αυτός?
He's going to have to think of something outside of the box. Inside of somebody else's box, into the distance, lands a shot onto Source. That gives him a little bit of a speed boost thanks to accelerated Maven. Even gets a knock onto Peterbot before going down.
Πόσο τον έχεις, 23?
That's going to stop Peterbot's run for the time being.
Σε έχω πάει στο αρένα, στον Μπούτσο μου.
Things moving right now, all by his lonesome. Doesn't have agents with them. Does have a nice pick-off view, but won't be.
Τι άρωμα φοράς, Τσίλι, Tom Ford.
So good at destroying builds, but can definitely be tough to land some shots.
Cal Gamer on the top, along with Nutty. Hopefully they don't.
Τσίλι με προφύλαξη χωρίς, ξεκάθαρα χωρίς. Αλλά βασικά από εδώ, τώρα που το λέμε, με προφύλαξη, μάγκες, γιατί θα βγουνε παιδιά σαν τον Bill K και τον Νικολάρα εδώ πέρα. My bad.
But the Kings on top of the castle for now is going to be polarized and scented as they fall down below. Cal Gamer was another one. A nice shot's going to be landed, but no resources continue to build up for polarized. But Scented is there. They put the pressure on. A lot of damage, and the siphon goes through. They clean house to take.
Το πιο ακριβό, DZ. Το πιο ακριβό.
NA versus NA. Duke and Edgy versus Polarized and Scented. But this is going to be drawn out just a little bit. The building of Mega City, it's indestructible. It's hard to break through. But Duke finally finds the wall that he can bypass. A little bit of builds. Little bit of resources.
Τσίλι, δεν απορείς που δεν είναι εκεί ο Ντάνι Γκαμπίνο.
They needed this one. It's been a tough time so far in these first couple of games. And for game number 3, this could definitely be there.
Έχω όλες τις Tom Ford, Αργυρόπουλος, όλες. Leather, Noir, τη γυναικεία, την αντρική, το μονί της μάνας του Bill K, του Μάκρο, όλες ρε. Οποποποποποπο. Τι έκανε ο Duke ρε μαλάκα. Γάμω το στόμα του. Ωρε μαλάκα. Τι έκανε ο Πούστης ρε.
That was one of the plays of the tournament so far. The 2v2 situation. You're left solo on your own, and suddenly you jump and you get that shot. Talk me through it.
I'm just in shock. That was.
Μάκρο, το έχεις γράψει 650 φορές ρε γάμο την οικογένειά σου την πουτάνα. Τι γράφεις ρε πουτανάζια. Σκάτω μπόμπιρα 13 χρόνια. Μάξ είναι σε 15 χρονών. Βούλος τώρα μάλακα. Του γάμο το στόμα σου. Από κοντά θα μου πεις Τσίλι, αλλά βάλω μια φωτογραφία ρε μάλακα. Ξεκόλα, Μάκρο, φύγε. Τι ύψος έχει ρε μαλάκα αυτός. Αυτός νομίζω όντως είναι 1.50, όντως 1.50. 1.55, κάτι τέτοιο.
I mean, since I'm knocked, I can't really see much, so I'm just kind of letting him focus, do his own thing. But I mean, if I was spectating him, I'd be able to help him out a bit. But right there, I wasn't able to help.
Αυτός εδώ τους γάμισε τώρα.
A lot, just so like I could get the qual out the way. Yeah, needed a lot.
Πότε πήγε ο Λίο εκεί. Μη σου πόλεις, άστα αδερφέ, τώρα 15-16 χρόνια και πέρα νέοι viewers έρχονται να πούν τη μαλακία τους επειδή ακούνε ότι λένε ότι βρίζουμε τώρα. Ψιλοκατάλαβες. Από κοντά θα πούνε ο Τσίλης, ένα φωτογραφία, θυμάσαι είμαι ο Μάκρο από το chat. Άντε βρε μαλάκα. No shit, no shit.
Dukes, what on earth are we seeing transpire here on LAN?
Μοιάσα. Απλά τους δίνεις δημοσιότητα στον μπούτσο μου, απλά με πιάσε η κάβλα μου τώρα να πρέπει να τους βρίσω, δεν είναι κάτι ρε μαλάκες. Είναι απλά οι πολλές ώρες stream, κατάλαβες. Έκανα χθες 7 ώρες, σήμερα τώρα κάνουμε 3 ώρες, αλλά είμαι πολύ κουρασμένος. 2,5 βασικά κάνουμε, αλλά ναι. Αύριο έχουμε μεγάλη ημέρα πάντως. Έχουνε coach στο disc, μπορεί. Βασικά δεν νομίζω, όχι, δεν νομίζω. Αποκλείεται βασικά να έχουνε coach στο call. Γιατί θα δίνουν comms για τους άλλους, οπότε όχι. Μαλάκα δεν τους είχαν εδώ πέρα ο άλλος ρε. Τι ένα βίντεο τους πάτησε ρε μαλάκα. Χτάρα. Να πάρ' τον μπαν, σε παρέθηκα. Τι σκοπεύεις να πας στο Unreal ή όχι? Το μπούτσο μου να πάω Unreal, Marx, Climb Mine. Αν παίζω αρένα θα πάω ρε μαλάκα, σιγά σιγά. Έτσι με κάνα, πώς το λένε, με κάνα σκουαντάκι με το chat έτσι για να γελάσουμε λίγο, να παίξουμε λίγο για content και βλέπουμε. Δεν ξέρω αν προλαβαίνω να πάω. Αν κάνω streams μέσα στην εβδομάδα ίσως πάω. Λέω και με το Πανόπαλο, ευχαριστούμε πολύ brother. Ποια ακουστικά έχεις? Τα Άστρο. Τώρα πια Άστρο Α30, δεν ξέρω. Ο King τα έχει πάει πολύ άσχημα, bro, πάρα πολύ άσχημα. Ο Clicks είναι 22 θέση, ναι, δεν περνάει. Βασικά όχι, μπορεί να περάσει, το 25 δεν περνάνε. Το 25 περνάνε, ναι, μπορεί να περάσει. Δεν ξέρω, Dizzy μπορεί να έχει μπαγκάρει, ρε. Μαλάκα, Μάρξ, πόσο παίζεις για μέσα, αν διάλεγος. Dizzy, δεν μπορώ να κάνω gift σε τέτοιον άρα, σε συγκεκριμένο άτομο. Για κάποιο λόγο. Μαλακή αυτό το YouTube εδώ μεταξύ. Πρέπει να βάλει να κάνεις gift σε όποιον θέλεις, αλλά τέλος πάντων. Βίνο. Εγώ πιστεύω θα νικήσει ο Βίνο, το έχω πει από πριν. Πιστεύω θα πάρει το FNCS ο Βίνο. Το Quizzy. Το game είναι, το game 4 είναι τώρα αυτό που μας έρχεται. So far, I'd love to kind of get your guys' thoughts. You've been watching the games. I wanted to kind of see where you guys are at coming in so far.
I mean, for me, I think we've seen a lot of incredible performances from teams that I think a lot of people kind of wrote out. And I just want to talk about...
5 δεν είναι, ναι, 5 είναι. Απλά εμείς θα δούμε, αυτό το μάτς είναι το τελευταίο που θα δω εγώ. Γιατί μετά πάω ξεκουραστώ. Ούτως ή άλλως έχουν περάσει όσοι έχουν περάσει. Θα γίνει κάποια ανατροπή ή κάτι. Και αύριο έχουμε μεγάλο stream. Αυτό θα πω μόνο. Αύριο έχουμε τεράστιο stream, chat. Τεράστιο stream. Clicks overrated. Όχι, δεν είναι overrated. Είναι πολύ καλός content creator σαν και streamer, πάρα πολύ δυνατός. Και σαν pro μια χαρά είναι ρε φίλε. Είναι ένας average καλός pro. Απλά έχει ακραία mechanics. Και είναι πολύ καλός fighter. Τι να ξεκουραστείς ρε. Τι να ξεκουραστώ ρε μαλάκα. Τι ρομπότ είμαι ρε μαλάκα. Δεν ξέρω τι λες ρε μαλάκα. Τι ώρα κοιμήθηκες? Άστα Νικιόλο. Άστα. Δεν θα μιλήσω μία αυτή.
That's right, and I think something we need to call out from yesterday is in the top 25, yesterday was 91 points. That's the target that got people in yesterday. Now, of course, today's a different day.
Ξύλι να κλέψω τον περιπτερά, θα κάνω donate, όχι τον περιπτερά. Πάνε να κλέψω κάτι το οποίο, πώς θα σου εξηγήσω. Πήγαινε, κλέψε, έτσι θα σου πω.
Warbrain a little bit. So right now,
Ένα σούπερ μάρκετ.
and a little bit of today, we're seeing NA maybe
Klein
showing
mine.
more aggressively than we see EU has. Why do you think that is?
A big part of what I've seen in these games that's been super interesting is just actually how the mid-ground and low-ground lanes are being played, right? I think one thing about the NA teams that we've seen that's been so effective for them, a lot of them being a lot more proactive, right, in these moving zones, making sure they're getting ahead, pushing back for refreshes where possible. Even in situations...
Τι θες ρε μαλαγαπώνει, τι θες βρε γαμημένε. Τι θες στο LOL εσύ ρε μαλαγα, τι πώς με λένε στο LOL. Πες μου γιατί, για να με κάνεις ad στο LOL, παίξουμε μαζί, παίζεις LOL. Ο ψόφα πόνι, έλα πάρ' το time. Γιατί είσαι καθυστερημένος. Λοιπόν, επειδή κουράστηκα, από εδώ και πέρα, στο τελευταίο match, όποιο comment βλέπω που δεν μ' αρέσει, time. Όποιο δεν μ' αρέσει καθόλου, παίρνω ban. Τέλος. Time. Το έχεις γράψει 750 φορές. Όποιος αρέσει πολύ, όποιο μου αρέσει πολύ, ένα φυλάκι. Σύλλη, πότε γάμισες τελευταία φορά? Δεν θυμάμαι. Θα κάνεις βίντεο με το pick-up macro τσίλα ρε, όχι. Έλα Νικόλα. Μου είσαι Σάββας πήρε κανένα win, όχι φιλέ. Έλα μη σου δεν γαμάει, αλλά έχει λεφτά σίγουρα.
I love this conversation. We'll continue to talk about this, but first,
Time.
Mini Miner. We've got him standing by with Amar. Mini Miner. Let's hear what he has to say.
Thank you so much, Zeke. Absolutely, I'm here with the legend.
Σύλλη, ποια είναι η ιδανική συχνότητα αυνανισμού ημερησίως? 3 φορές την μέρα, μια χαρά πιστεύω είναι. Βυζιά ή κόλος, κόλος.
Basically, I'm doing like viewing parties for like I think 4 years now. I was playing competitive myself. I was summer skirmish winner week 6, I think, back in the day. So I was a pro kind of, but then I just got too old, too bad. And yeah, and then the stage is like for all the young people, you know, making their bag, they're living out of it, and being with passion about it. And same with me, but I'm doing viewing parties, you know, and this is what I do, and I host my tournaments, and yeah, some in-game stuff. That's what I do.
I love it. Now, of course, you are here in attendance, doing a viewing party yourself. Tell me what you thought of the game so far. Have you been enjoying it?
I'm saying yesterday was crazy. Like yesterday, every end game was hilarious. Like you couldn't predict who was winning, who was on top, and you know they're making clutches. This I think everyone should applaud for Siphon here in this hall. Siphon is the best invention ever because I think the clutches you can make with Siphon is crazy. Okay, sorry Epic Games for saying that, but I had to do this. But yeah,
Μπράβο ρε Αμάρ γάμο, άγγισε το στόμα σου, πες τους πουτάνα τους να βάλουν Siphon. Πες, add Siphon back to the game, fucking bastards.
The deal just qualified with Mr. Savage. Like, I just love this. Reason has to qualify with Janice, and Vico has to qualify with Pink. Same as Click, so, you know, I'm cheering for a lot of players. Hen as well, yeah. My boys are over there.
That's great. Now, we know who you're cheering for. Of course, you're doing a viewing party. What has your chat reaction been like? Tell us, give us a little insight into those vibes. Who are they cheering for?
Oh, same as me. I think that's why we're so similar. And also for the Frenchies, of course, for Snazy, Partizan, you know, make it up for them. Gentlemates, great organization as well, yeah. They're doing good stuff.
That's great to hear. Now, thank you very much for coming on this interview. Just quickly before we go, where can people find you online?
They can find me anywhere with Amar, yeah.
I'm off. Easy as that. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll leave it back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Amar. It is fantastic to see you, and we're happy that you could be
Have to iPhone λέει
for this event. Man, oh man.
Το chat έχει γίνει podcast.
We have about another
Άμισε τα μαλάκα.
start kicking the competition back off. Let's talk about Storm Surge. You kind of talked about it a little bit, but I want to break that down more. It seems like a lot of these duos are having these issues. Now, of course, I do want to.
Κάθε την περίοδο σε βρίσκουμε σε σχέση ελεύθερο. Έχω σχέση. Ο μικρός έκανε ρίζ. Ναι ρε, full ρίζ.
But if we're going to talk about the best players, then we got to talk about Savage and Fadil, of course. What they did in game number 3 to deal with their storm surge.
Στείλει tips για γκόμενες.
Kind of split up just a little bit so that they were getting better angles onto Mega City.
Σε άλλο stream θα γίνει αυτό. Υπάρχουν πολλοί μπομπίρες τώρα. Fortnite μόνο τώρα, Fortnite μόνο Fortnite. Πλάς ένα, αν είδες και εσύ αυτό το μικρό.
And it's no good just seeing them. You didn't have to connect in here, but it's Mr. Savage and Vidal we're talking about here. They got the ability to hit them kind of shots.
Another great strategy.
Βασίλη, ευχαριστούμε για το μονόπαλο, φίλε. Εμφανίστηκε το τέτοιο. Το donate.
There's so many little things, like even carrying a player down onto the slurp plants, having it help like regenerate them, and then continuing to build up that damage. Our players, how have they?
Δεν Zone Wars. Όχι.
Watch out, there's more people in tilted. How many white did you bring?
Dizzy σε βγάζει με το Βασίλης, φίλε.
Okay.
Βασιλάκο.
People are gonna get ahead of us north. We fry them. Northwest.
Λακί, κάτσε καλά,
40 crack. Yep. Reach echo, look. Yeah. No, I can't. Go. Take them. 30.
Λακί, ηρέμησε.
We're gonna have to get to the ridge. Come. This is way here, then we just crash pad, I think. We need to look for some surge wall.
Τι ζεις 13 χρονών, ρε μαλάκα, τι λες πάλι ρε μαλάκα, θέλω να σε βρίσω ρε μαλάκα. Γιωμένα. Ναι, στο μέλλον σκέφτομαι να σταματήσω το Fortnite, τα κυκλοφόρητα, τι, θα παίζω μέχρι τα 30 μου.
Shall I come now, get the stats? Yeah. Okay. He was here, come, run. This is all like, on me. 40, I'm crash padding on him.
Yeah, I'm on you. Going from right side.
Cracked him. Dead.
Sofa, Nexus.
Got him.
Crazy stuff. Storm surge, all types of ways of dealing with it, but.
Θαυμαστικό earning σαν τα βράς.
I think that was the key, right? All the different types of ways, right? We saw certain players making these sneaky plays where you're trying to sneak up on a team you know is not.
Όνι, τι ρωτάς και καλά σαν κλάς, να παίξουμε μαζί σου. Τι λες βρε σκουπίδι. Για να παίζεις Fortnite έτσι όπως παίζεις, στο LoL πρέπει να είσαι 3 χειρότερος.
Fantastic. Oh, there we go. Well, guess what? We actually have a very special interview. French community, I feel like y'all are gonna be really excited. We got Frankie standing by.
Γνώμη που ο Hate Lord έκραξε τον 2J για τους GL Show. Πότε?
Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Olofan.
He says merci. And they hear him and they love it. I've got to come to you, Podesai. I need to ask, what went wrong yesterday?
Yesterday we have a problem with the storm surge, and we didn't play our game, so we did a bad game. And today I think we play already better, but it's not finished. There is two.
Ρε μαλάκα, τόσα χρόνια παίζεις στο game, 2.500 έβγαλες.
I hope you qualify too, because you've given me this interview, so now I have to root for you. You're currently in 23rd position. I want to ask about the.
Μάσερ, εσύ παίζεις Fortnite.
Go to Rift Island, but you didn't really fight Hen for it. So tell me, is that something you're intending to do going forward?
Yeah, we take the island because we want to farm more because we have a lot low mats and we got below third. We need to hit some negate and we try to fight someone, but I die and Podasai clutch this game.
Podesai has been left on his own early in games 1 and game 2. You definitely struggle with mats as well in game 2. Tell me how you feel when you are left to solo clutch it out.
I think solo I'm the best player, so I'm very confident, and when I'm solo I'm unstoppable. So I clutch every game, and that's it.
Well, I can't wait to see if you can clutch out a game later today. But before I let you go, because the fans are out there cheering your every
Μονόπαλο δεν έχουμε άλλα τσίλι μου, Βασιλάκο. Και το μονόπαλο μπρο είναι τούμπαν. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ, φίλε μου.
stand side by side and share the microphone.
Can I say it in French?
Bien sûr.
Merci beaucoup à tous les fans d'Atomy, ça fait vraiment plaisir que vous soyez tous là. Vous nous apportez beaucoup de soutien, on vous voit tous crier quand on arrive.
Πώς βιοπορίζεις αυτή την περίοδο, από τα Έρμιξ μου στο Fortnite, αδερφέ. Τσίμα, 1€ κάθε μέρα. 2.500 μέρες έχω.
He's going for the win. Merci à tous. Thank you so much. Thank you, fans, as well.
Thank you so much, Frankie. What a fantastic interview. You can see the French community going absolutely crazy. I believe the saying is "Allez les Bleus." Is that right?
That's all the French I know, really.
That's it. That's it. I hope that was enough for y'all. We love y'all. They're so passionate. So are the players. The fans here have been absolutely amazing. If you were able to make it out here, man, the energy here, the vibes here, it's just...
Nexus, πρόσεξε να μην έχεις 3 φορές. Εγώ πιστεύω ότι έχεις 3 φορές τα Έρμιξ. Επίσης είσαι παιχταράς, σε θυμάμαι από παλιά, είσαι πάρα πολύ καλός παίκτης. Τον εντάξει, και γαμώ τα μιγάκια, τι έγινε με τα μιγάκια.
You'd say that, but then again, it's like they're 23rd right now. It's getting close for them. They have to make good use of.
Μάσερ, μπες εσύ, αδερφέ. Πάρ' τους τα όλα, μπρο. Μιχάλιος, γάμισα τα μπρο. Σήμερα έχουν πει. Αλλά είναι Σάββατο, κατάλαβες. Τι προτιμάς να τη γάμ... Έλα. Εντάξει. Μαλέγες. Fucking retards. Όπα. Σαν τα βρά, sorry, αδερφέ. Θα γράψει σε λίγο.
I think you'd probably say they're near enough safe, right? I think that's what Amar feels. I think that's probably what they will be feeling as well. Realistically, Janice and Reason are...
Βασικά, επειδή μου πρίξατε τον Μπούτσο, όχι τίποτα, θέλω πραγματικά χαλάρωση right now. Πού είναι?
You know, these guys will be happy knowing that they've probably done enough to make it in there, and they'll have a big chip on their shoulders coming into Sunday because definitely a team with a lot of pedigree and all the ability in the world.
So you're already calling that they're making it into Grands tomorrow.
Wait, is that a 11K guarantee?
Sorry για τους υπόλοιπους που είσαστε σοβαροί και δεν έχετε member, αλλά κούρασε. Δεν αντέχω άλλο. Τελευταίο game θα δω, θέλω κάτι να το δω έτσι όμορφα και ωραία, να μιλάω με ανθρώπους οι οποίοι είναι άνθρωποι και δεν είναι robots. Κουλουπού. Ούτε καυλωμένα 15 που θέλουν να πούν τη μαλακία τους και να πούνε «Αχ, δεν στήμασα τζιλίδα, το πόσα βίλα μου, μαλάκα». Γάμω την πουτάνα του μηγακιού, γάμω. Ναι, κούρασε μαλάκα, εντάξει, πάμε. Δεν την παλεύω και σήμερα. Ρε, μπήκε ένα σκατομιγάκι ρε τσάτ και... Πω, δες εδώ.
I think that they're feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, no, these guys have been very, very good today. And in first place.
Ποιος είναι πρώτος? Ο Τσάμπς και ο Μπρίξ, αυτοί εδώ πέρα είναι. Νομίζω. Αλλά έκανε και όλο, άστα μπρο, σήμερα. Κάνσερ. Αλλά εγώ φταίω που τους μιλάω, μετά παίρνουν αέρα, αλλά... Κουράζουνε ρε μπρο. Έχουν όρεξη, μα είναι μικρά παιδάκια, τι να κάνω ρε, εντάξει. Σκούπα, θα το κάνω ρε, στείλ το μου στο chat να στο κάνω.
You know, these guys being able to come through tomorrow, again, maybe a duo that probably should not have made it as far as the last chance, but it should have kind of gotten through before, but...
One placement off, right?
One placement off, right?
Off in Major 2.
How can we maybe see them affect the lobby tomorrow?
Σχολείο, Πω, μαλάκα. Ό,τι χειρότερο. Αλλά πολλοί δεν έχουν σχολείο, bro. Μου πάνε πάρα πολλά παιδιά στο chat ότι δεν έχουν σχολείο. Εν τω μεταξύ.
It's interesting, right? Because when you talk about the effect they can have on the lobby tomorrow, I'm gonna expect something very different from them. I think when you look at
QN Marios became a sponsor και μάλλον έχει φάει ban. Ό,τι πας. Μάρια, ευχαριστούμε για το member, αδερφέ, αλλά γιατί έχεις φάει ban.
Again, when I see shake-ups in the lobby, I think, okay, how do these guys come into the equation? Savage and Vidal is more of like they slot right in, right? You sort of know what you can expect from them.
Σκούπα, και εσύ με τι keyboard θα παίζεις, ρε πούστη.
Obviously, as a Mr. Savage and Vidal fan, I want to see more than that, right? But I think that's where they sort of fit in. It's a lot more comfortable fit for them.
Well, you're saying, you know, they're not really going for height right there, but with all
Βασίλη, ευχαριστούμε, φίλε.
from the low and mid ground these last 3 games.
Αλλά δεν φαίνονται τα members πάλι, ρε μαλάκα, τα donates. Γιατί γάμω το σπίτι μου, γάμω.
That's right. Well, we are getting word. Games are ready to go for us. Wait, just kidding. That's in a moment, but I do want to highlight here. Let's talk about clicks.
Oh, yeah.
Clicks fans, arena.
Α, πήρες δύο Apex Pro. Έλα, ρε.
They're away. Clicks and Epic. Well, currently in 22nd. The job's not done. Right, we're right here on the bubble. A single mistake.
Το mini απλά είναι το mini, ρε φίλε. Μάλλον είναι ακριβώς το ίδιο, απλά σε mini, ρε μαλάκα. Δεν ξέρω. Αλλά... Φάση όμως το mini. Τι είδες mini, πόσο μικρό δηλαδή μπορεί να είναι. Το TKL έχεις. Είχες το ολόκληρο. Α, είχες το ολόκληρο με τα πολλά πλήκτρα. Και εγώ το TKL έχω, ρε. Νομίζω.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about that duo is that I actually don't think it's been one of their best performances, but they're just doing enough right to stay within that threshold. I think we're having to see it come down to a lot of individual brilliance from each one in these end games, right? How many games have we seen now where Fix is hitting a couple big back-to-back shots and he goes down, or Epic World's doing the same thing? Again, it's like they've not been playing their best, but they're making things happen, they're making things work. What happens in these last couple games, Kelly, when they maybe do start to play at their best?
I mean, I'm excited to see. I think the only issue that we're having here is that these mid-game engagements that they're having, they're using a lot of mats and they're not able to recover that towards the end game. So if they're able to kind of work around that a little bit, they're going to have a much better time in our final 2 games.
Το TKL είχα και εγώ το 60%, τώρα δεν έχει τα πλήκτρα δεξιά το F... Α! Καλά ρε μαλάκα, εσύ έχεις ένα σκατό δηλαδή. Πρέπει να είναι πολύ μικρό αυτό,
Savage earlier on the very beginning of the show was like, yeah, it's a risk, it's a reward, but is that worth it?
Which route would you go, Zeke?
Nah, man, I'm too safe.
Zeke, I just want to know, like, which route would you go?
I would go safe.
It doesn't matter what route you go. We don't care about what Zeke has to say.
See, I walked into it.
I don't care what Zeke has to say. Look, if you are one of those players, I think ultimately in crunch time, because this is crunch time now for a lot of these players.
Yeah.
You just got to go to what you're used to, what the formula is. I don't think you should do anything.
Άντε ρε γαμίδια, ξεκινήστε. Να δούμε και το μπουρδελο last game. Κάτσα από και το LOL.
And I think we are seeing that from a lot of our solar players. I think we actually saw it from Agers in game number 2 where he was able to do incredible rotates through his augment.
Τσιλάρε γνώμη για κο, θα έρθω κο. Σύντομα. Όχι σύντομα, βασικά.
For sure, Kanata there. He's just doing him, you know, being him. There was a duo I did want to highlight. It's Cal Gamer and 7man from Middle East. Right now, it's looking like
Τι κάνει ρε μάλακα.
Middle Eastern team to qualify, go into grand finals. That's huge.
And we saw how confident Cal Gamer was yesterday, right? You know, when he was being interviewed, you know, the most confident man in the arena potentially, you know, how confident he wasn't. And understandably so, right? They've you know, had success in their region, back-to-back names of champions over there, and now sort of looking to deliver here. And I think it's been a much better day from them, right? We've been seeing them over, you know, being able to claim the mythic weapons and sort of go about their day in a much more controlled and comfortable manner.
Yeah, that mythic MK7 definitely helped them out just a little bit, but also their positioning, even in situations again, right here.
Ακόμα 200 κάνει σκούμπα, να ξέρεις. Δεν αλλάζει η τιμή του. Μαλάκα, απίστευτο έτσι. Το ότι η τιμή του Apex Pro δεν αλλάζει εδώ και πόσα χρόνια, μαλάκα. Εγώ πήρα χαμπάρι ότι το δικό μου Apex Pro κοστίζει όσα έκανε τότε. Αν δεν έχει πέσει, ξέρω εγώ, 50 ευρώ, max.
As we did at Invitational, but I still hear y'all up there, which is crazy for PHN and Kitos.
I
mean, we saw what they were capable of in game number 2, grabbing a handful of eliminations and finding at the exact right moment to make their way to the high ground, and that's what put them up in the very final moments of that game.
I think the interesting thing with a team like this, right, is the pressure that comes with having done well at an event before, right? Come into it.
Δεν έχω δει χειρότερο game από LOL. Να σου στείλω να δεις λίγο game. Bill, κάτσε καλά, φίλε. Έχεις δει χειρότερο game.
And of course, another brief Brazilian team, King, Taser, going up so. See, there we go. That's right. We got to give the French community a run for their money, BR. That's what this is about. You
trying to start rioting there, man. You gotta calm down.
We all are here because of our love for Fortnite, and if that means we go crazy, we chant, we cheer, we laugh, we cry, I'm about that life. But for
Άντε βρε μαλάκες, δώστε game.
Surprise me. I feel like for me, King is one of those.
Άντε βρε γαμ.
Doesn't matter what his situation is in. He's like, oh, I've got nothing. Doesn't matter. All I have is 2 sniper rifles. That's crazy. Like he just is so adaptable so quickly. I don't know how anyone could deal with that if they were to go all the way.
I mean, we saw King set himself up for success as well, and I just think that it hasn't really worked the way that they wanted to. Just obviously, we saw the incredible snipe headshots yesterday, and we saw him again earlier on in the day today with, I think it was 2 snipers. So he's really prepping himself for that moment once again, but he's just missing the mark a little.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because again, it's like the highlight plays have been there. You know, no doubt about that. We're getting them highlight plays, but we want to see more by way of the actual standings on the leaderboard, right? 43rd place. We want to see them competing tomorrow, I did.
For sure, for sure. Is there any duos that are standing out to you we haven't had a chance to cover yet?
I mean, Batman Booga. I've already talked about them though.
Okay,
yeah,
you can't. Get with the NA West. Kelly's always like, yeah.
Any opportunity.
A duo? How about someone?
Τώρα να δούμε το επόμενο game ή όχι, γιατί έχω καρκινιάσει, μαγκές.
Okay, alright. What do you want to talk about Batman Booga besides him being incredible?
He's incredible. That's all I wanted to say.
Any opportunity to bring up an NOS team. Let me just bring up a random EU team. Just bring up any EU team and let's just talk. You know,
that's why I have all of you separate. It's like I want to talk about NA. Yeah. It's like, oh, Vivid, where's he? Oh, NA West. Oh, Kelly, where's she? Let's UK, Mini Minor, EU. It's just an easy little moment there to do. I wanted to kind of highlight here and listen in from Future and Edgy. Wanted to see and catch up with their comms in one of their plays. Let's take a look.
Mini. I'm like pretty jammed. We could just crash by this. Okay. Look for Surge. 55 above. Look hard left. Got cracked. 30 blue. These teams are getting. They're jumping. Spray this.
Τσατάρα, αργούνε πάρα πολύ ρε. Και είμαι και κουρασμένος, πάω να αράξω. Γάμισε το. Άλλα 2 games είναι πουτσά μας. Πάω να κατουρίσω. Πάω να ξεκουραστώ για αύριο. Μετά θα κάτσω να αράξω, να ηρεμήσω. Έχει και Logan Paul vs KSI. Να πάω τα δείτε αυτό. Και τα λέμε πάλι αύριο μαζί με σχολιασμό, Logan Paul και ESI και μαλακίες. Και εννοείται με fucking content. Be ready 5 η ώρα αύριο στο κανάλι. Φιλιά και πολλά.